dot the right eye, right? If you were left-handed, his right eye is dotted. If he was really in a scrap, even if he was dealing with his little son, 98% of the people are fucking right-handed. He would have had his left eye dotted.
Interesting point. It's an interesting point.
And you know this about lefties how, Bravo?
Because I am a left-handed person. Actually, Actually, because I'm semi-ambidextrous. I write, I do art with my left hand, and I do large art pieces with my right hand, and I do sports with my right hand. But I do fine motor skills with my left hand.
Nice.
This guy. Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know if you put that on the resume,
I want to get in a fight with
Good.
Bravo.
He'll be like, look at the hand. Look at the hand. I got you.
Right. Nigga, do you want to receive these fine motor skills? You want this fine art piece, nigga?
Right.
He had a black eye right after the story. Right after the story about him taking Stephen Miller's wife, he got a dotted eye on the right side of his face. That's not a coincidence.
Now hold on.
How did Steve Miller even get that close to him, though?
Because he's in the White House. Look at he's standing in the White House right now. Of course.
Okay, well, hey, breaking
I don't even know who Steve Miller is, but I used to like that band.
Breaking news.
He's the right hand man.
Is it about the bill or the?
No. Breaking news just came across the top. Trump is getting ready to deploy the National Guard,
California,
in California for the
2,000 people or something like that.
I wasn't trying to go over the damn protests today, but we might have to touch on it because I wasn't even trying to mess with that.
Like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, so apparently that's about to happen. But we're gonna basically. I wanted to show you guys the fact that Elon had backed off of this stuff. And I believe that the reason for that was, if you don't remember, a couple of months ago, Trump had an executive order that included NPR and a couple of other news stations about legal action that he could take if they put out certain information that was either untrue or, exacerbated to a degree. And so he basically could have just sued Elon for all that shit. And he had a presidential thing he had put out to say that. So I think what he pulled back was the things that were like uncorroborated, like the Epstein thing and all that. Like, come on now, with this Epstein thing, if they knew all of this, it would have been out. They've been trying to get Trump on other stuff for years. They would have easily assassinated his character if they'd have found out this Epstein thing. So I don't really believe that they have evidence against him when it comes to Epstein.
The Epstein stuff has already been out there, because the thing is that the reason why there is a relationship between Epstein and Trump is because they had a relationship. Rick Wilson had this on his Lincoln Project podcast, and then I believe what's his name, Wolf, who wrote the book on it. He said that they had a competition for money, girls, and airplanes, and they only had a falling out is because Epstein went after a property that Trump wanted, and that's the only reason they had a falling out. They used to 1-2 strategize packing, to attack groups of young broads. That's what he used to do. That's what they used to do together. It's documented. This is a thing, right? Mm-hmm. And so the whole thing is like, yes, he is on these tapes and all that stuff. He is in all the files and all that stuff. It's not an imagination, because we've seen the 1980s video where he's sitting there talking to Epstein in his ear and doing the little dance when he had the pink tie on. We know he was there. This is
it was 1992. But I would like to,
but yeah.
But what I would like to say is, but wait a minute, wouldn't that put him in his 50s?
Yeah.
I mean, is that like a thing? Does that matter?
But that doesn't matter. It just doesn't mean that he's not a shitty individual and always has been.
No, I asked that question because wasn't he married to somebody in his 50s?
He might have already got rid of Ivana. I think he got rid of Ivana at that point, and then he might have done Marla Maples at that moment, which was his girlfriend, whoever Tiffany's mom's is, and then he finally,
because for the record, he was. Hold up, when he smashed the homie, I mean the stripper. Oh no, is that politically correct? Can you say that?
Yeah. I thought so.
The one that he got the NDA on.
Yeah, the exotic pole enthusiast.
His wife was pregnant. Melania, she was pregnant, right?
Yes. She was giving birth to Barron at the time. He was smashing
So wait a minute. What was all this talk about Christian conservative values? I'm still kind of unclear on that.
Yeah.
So he was smashing
his wife in the backyard. The guy who buried his wife in the backyard for tax credits. Yes, that guy. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to clear that up.
Okay. So, guys, I just wanted to reel it back in.
Reel it all in.
I'm trying to reel it back in over here. But basically, Elon has backed off of this thing. And as a result, I could double check, but I heard that Tesla stock.
Sounds like he backed up onto that thing.
Yeah, the Tesla stock has now started to rebound because, of course, it started to tank as Elon started beefing with Donald Trump because shareholders are like, hey, if you beef with Trump, you're going to mess everything up. So the stock, of course, plummeted. But apparently
it's
like
14
rebounded. Point something.
Yeah, it's apparently rebounded.
It was taken before that.
Well, here's the thing that I wanted to
do people really buy cars like that? You know what?
Oh my gosh, they're everywhere.
Elon Musk is screwing up right now. Let's go back home.
Yeah, they do, apparently. Or at least that's what they want you to believe.
Crazy.
No, that's not what happened. Who cares about electric vehicles? The blue side.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That's why Tesla's really dropping. People might be speculating on it and buying it, thinking that something's going to happen. But no, liberals do not like him and will not buy his cars. So Tesla is in the shitter at the moment.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen. It's going to continue to be so until this dude does some real mea culpa, come to Jesus shit, and then the stupid people believe him.
I just never ever went to make a purchase and thought, you know what? I don't like this guy. No, I'm buying this goddamn, what do you call it, air fryer because it works and it makes cooking efficient and quick. Like, I don't give a shit what's going on with Elon. If I wanted a Tesla, I'm going to get a Tesla.
Yeah. Well, that's you. A lot of people do make decisions with these weird
I don't give a
ideals
shit
behind it. But basically, Elon Musk feels like he may have made a mistake in talking all that stuff about Trump, and he's backed up off of it at this point. So
yeah, because Trump said we getting ready to take your goddamn contracts because I don't like you.
You know what really hurts? Losing $8 million a day. That hurts.
So
yeah, but does he get that?
So
his companies get it, and he's a majority shareholder of those companies, so he profit shares with them. And as those companies, because he has been buoying all of his other companies, Neuralink, SpaceX, and Twitter, all of his other companies, he's been buoying them with the stock value of Tesla. And so he's getting worse and worse positions because he's been leveraging his power on the other companies with Tesla stock.
So you said this 2 years ago, Bravo. Yes, you said that Elon Musk is simply just not smart. And
I said he's good. He's good at yelling at people to get things done, but other than
you did say that. But exactly. So what I'm saying to you right now is you were 100% correct. Because if he would have actually had a brain between that damn bucket, he would have known, don't do what you're about to do.
Right.
Don't do all that Doge crap. Don't do this because you are going to lose money. Your president is going to siphon money in through his digital coin, and you are going to be the only one that loses, just like everybody in the cabinet. And it's only a matter of time. And that's exactly
all he had to think about was like, can you name in his own circle? Can he name 5 like MAGA people that need to buy electric vehicles, that care about the environment, that don't think global warming is a hoax in his circle? Can he name 5 of them?
Like, has he ever been to a Trump rally and seen the parking lot, nigga? It's not Tesla sitting out there, bro.
This is what I'm trying to say. This is why I'm saying he's not a smart person. He says things, he gives you half theories about a lot of shit, and then he does exactly what Trump does. Like, you ask him a question about why are there blueberries on that bush, he'd be like, I'm gonna tell you about pepperonis. That's what he does.
He literally looks like the before and after of Deadpool, yo. Like you remember when Cobra Commander in the G.I. Joe movie before he became Cobra? Like, this is what this is not good, bro.
But there's a question.
What's the question?
Well, I think we're kind of talking about it, but is this a realization that powerful people just really can't be actual friends.
Egotistical people cannot be friends.
Okay.
Powerful people can be friends. We've seen it before. There's been.
Where have we seen this?
Okay, well, I could try to use an example, but I don't know all of my history context. But there are people who are not necessarily in the Hollywood limelight. Like how Brix was talking about how you go to a store, you're not thinking about who the owner is, like you're just like whatever. But because this person is out here spewing a bunch of BS, that's why we're paying attention to it. There are people who have connections at the top. This is why they're all working together. I'm talking about like Donatella, I'm thinking from the fashion world because I'm a model. There are people who have had relationships with each other.
I'm a model too.
25, 30,
Mr.
40
Arnaud,
years.
Mr.
Most
Yeah,
popular people. So what I'm trying to say is that if you sometimes people keep their comments to themselves. Sometimes they have terrible opinions, but because of the consumer, they're like, I don't want to offend you. So they keep everything to themselves. And those people are able to have a relationship. But if you're egotistical and you feel like it's my way or the highway, and you want everyone to feel lower than you, and obviously he's trying to introduce a whole new political party, like all that.
Right.
No. Why
And
would
you
you
need-
be able
and
to
you
do
need to
that?
take credit
That
for
was the
something.
next thing. That was
You
the
need to take
next thing
credit,
I was
right.
going to talk about.
She's
was
cooking.
This.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, since she brought it up, Musk has proposed a new political party amid this whole controversy called the America Party, I think it is. And people voted, and they said 80% of people said that they agree that it's time to create a new political party that actually represents the 80% in the middle. And I'm just wondering, you
Do you
guys,
remember his last poll?
The fuck does that
This
mean?
is wild.
Do you remember his last poll? Do you remember his last poll?
well, I don't remember
was
much
last
about Elon's poll.
Pause. I don't
Okay.
remember nothing about his poll.
No. All right. Anyway, regardless,
Those
the
were
last
dark
poll, the
nights.
last poll he put on X or Twitter or whatever the fuck,
Mhm.
he said, should I step down as CEO and I will abide by the results? And it was like 90% people said he should step down for Twitter, and he did not do it. And he didn't do it.
Yeah,
So
but
whatever he's
that's
doing here, whatever he's doing here, you have to realize who you are speaking about.
I know
This
who I'm
is the
talking
person
about.
who
I
has-
ain't talking about him though. What I'm saying is, look,
But this is the banner. This is the banner carrier of this message, and he inherently what he's saying right there in the inception of his question is false, because there's not 80% of the people in the middle. That is a falsity.
That's exactly why I said, what the fuck does that mean?
so here's
Because
the question.
didn't Donald Trump win this presidency with the 80% in the damn middle?
Well, that's
Isn't
what he's
Texas
trying to
considered the middle?
say. But that's what he's trying to say.
No, Texas is not the middle.
What Elon
It's
Musk
Texas.
is trying to say with all of this is that the people in the middle class, is not well represented in government.
The middle class.
And-
I thought this
and-
nigga was talking about Chicago, nigga.
No, he's talking about the middle class of people, the people who are actually affected, the people who make up 80% or more of the general population. They're not part of the top 15, 10, or 1%. They're like the working class, the everyday
The
people.
middle
poverty
class
stats.
makes up 80%? Really?
I
That
wouldn't
is
be
a
surprised.
falsity.
Okay, well, how
It
much does the
doesn't.
middle
It
class
does
make up
not.
then?
There's no
Like
way. You know what?
30%,
Go up there and
30%
type in
at
Chat
maximum.
GPT
The
and
middle
we'll
class,
just
hold
hope for
on
the
a
best.
second. We need to
Ain't
look
no
this up.
fucking way 80% of this country is bigger than the
No, because
I
the
don't want
middle
to say the
class
low
means
class, but
middle class
Nah,
means you can
man.
afford your rent.
What did he even mean
Do
by
you know that
80%
80%? You know
middle?
that 80% of our nation that we have rent, that you can't work a minimum wage job and live. So there's no way. There's no
What is the
way that's-
percentage of Americans living paycheck to paycheck was the top search. That's hilarious.
Right.
All
Exactly.
right, so there you go.
Look
There you go,
at that.
Bravo.
See that?
Half.
So half of them. So I don't know.
that's
about
not half.
So where's the
But hold
where's
on.
the
Oh yeah,
80%?
I guess it kind of is, but
But
you
it's
got
a
1%,
decrease.
51%, and then but that actually is surprising because
Yeah, I thought it was 30 at max. I thought it was 30.
I would
Yeah,
have
me
gave it at
too.
least 50% because everybody ain't broke.
Look what year that
like
is.
most of us
Look
are
what
working.
year that
This is
though.
23.
well, Haze, if that's the actual truth and that's how you feel when you say everybody ain't broke, then what the fuck are these Republicans pissed off about?
Because they can't be rich.
They exactly. Boom.
I mean,
Mic
we
drop.
get it.
But everybody's like, no fraud, waste, and abuse. Let's cut Medicare and Social Security and all of that shit. From who?
No,
if that's the
missing
case,
from the people in that 80%.
So that the middle class can go like this and get to 30%.
No, the whole thing is that is always for every Republican presidency since Reagan, there's been an attack on the middle class, and they've been giving tax cuts and benefits and loosening regulations on the ultra rich, and that's always when they do tax cuts, it's almost never anything substantive for the middle class. It's always more effective for the richer class, because in the Reagan era, they were talking about trickle down theory, which never fucking worked. You know what I mean? It didn't work here. It didn't work at the Diddy parties. It never works, right?
Right.
So what I'm trying to tell you is this. So what I'm trying to tell you is this. Don't get fooled in the minutia and the silly shit. All they want to do is take off. All they want to do is take off the reins of big business so they can do a lot of things. When they say regulation, they're talking about EPA. You cannot set this power plant up here in this inner city because you're going to poison everybody. He's like, oh, that's regulation.
Well,
regulation.
I get what you're saying, but I want to be, I got to be honest here, okay? I feel similarly to at least the statement of a political party that better represents the people in the middle. There's the ultra rich, there's the super poor, right? There's the people that are just above the poverty line, don't qualify for shit, they're broke, okay? Then you got the people that are somewhat comfortable, but they have to deal with different things like property taxes and the amount of that. People that own some real estate, but they don't have, mansions. They got a house. They've got cars. They got interest rates. They got to deal with all that shit every day, and they do have to wonder about the cost of things. That, to me, does represent about 80% of the population. You see what I'm saying? There's another group of people that don't worry about that. The top 20% of earners do not worry about the cost of shit like that. So I think that 80% to me does represent a good number of people that are really not represented in this situation. What
constitutes the top 20%?
I'm talking about the top 20% of earners. So let's see what that is. Let's find out what that is. Because now, if we do it as America versus like black people, if you do black people, it'll be anything over like 150,000. You in the top 20% of earners. All right. So
I just want to know, period, because I want to know where the fuck I sit.
While you're looking that up, I'm saying I understand what you're saying and maybe create a party for that, but that is way harder to do rather than working with the shit you got.
I don't believe that because DJT did that.
$130,000 per year is the top 20%.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say,
I'm in the top 20. Then.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But check this out. All I'm trying to say is that it is harder to create a whole new party. You can take over a party because that's what DJT did. You can take over a party, but what I'm trying to say is, like, why don't we take over our party and make our representatives actually fear us? And
I agree with you,
but
I
don't
disagree.
have a party. We don't have a party.
Hold on. I agree with you, but I disagree with you. See, the problem with creating your own party is normally the people that create their own party, in the scheme of things, ain't shit. However, if Musk was to create a party, he would have a better chance doing it. Because didn't all of those Trump supporters say, oh, he's a great businessman. Who cares if all of his businesses went bankrupt? He's got a TV show. He can do it. He's that guy. He's got business. This is Elon Musk. He can do it.
Well, the funny part is Elon Musk could start a party, but he sure as hell can't run for president. He wasn't born here.
Yeah, but his job is not to be president.
He would create an AI to run. Oh my goodness, this is about to be a mess.
I
can already see it now.
Mean, like I said, we can feel how we feel about it, but 5.5 million people voted on this, and 80% of those people said that they think it's time for a new political party. So if you had 5 million people, 80% of that was, let's say, 3 million people or some shit. I don't know the numbers, but I'm just guessing. That's still a lot of people that feel a certain way. And so I think it's worth
those people
the
who
conversation.
Voted will actually do shit.
Yeah, but is it not worth the conversation? People feel the issue that
I think it is worth the conversation because people honestly are getting tired of the donkey and
it's not worth action. Yeah. It's not worth conversation. That's what I'm saying, because a lot of people talk a lot of shit but don't do anything.
But like Rick said, Elon could actually do something.
Listen. Before he even said that, he said, I am starting a party in this state. Okay, who's coming? That's something. That's action. Just talking, That doesn't mean shit to me.
But
That
this
doesn't mean
is so
shit to
that he
that
can
shit.
get gravitation to his app. This whole entire argument just caused so many
It's
people to
yes,
re-download X.
that's it.
Yep.
That's it. He's an attention whore, yo, and we're doing it for him.
Yeah.
I mean, to a degree, I agree with you, but I want to say that conversation needs to really be had because
Yeah.
I don't feel
It's always been
represented,
had.
and there's a bunch
And
of
that's
people
why
who-
yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
but
know there are
it
other
seems-
parties that exist right
There
now?
are, but a
Green
lot of
Party is
but I
there.
don't fuck
There's
with them
alternative
either.
parties.
That's what I'm saying. Like for me personally, I've looked at the other parties. I looked at the Green Party. I looked at what they were talking about. I looked at what Bernie Sanders and them. I listened to the people, and no, there wasn't one of the alternative parties. I didn't like the Green Party myself.
Can you imagine
I like
what
some of the stuff
like,
they're talking about though.
Imagine a room, right? You got a auditorium, right? On one side, you have the most impressive country line dancers. On the other side, you've got Kevin Bacon and the whole damn cast of Footloose, and they are boogieing their ass off, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about
Then
the corner?
someone
Nobody
comes-
puts baby in the corner.
No one puts baby in. But then out of nowhere, the whole cast of Beat Street and goddamn Breaking One comes out, and they're fucking doing the windmill and spinning on their head, right? Now these fucking line dancers and Footloose people are just like, their arguments don't even hold any weight because now they're witnessing the rise of breakdancing. And that's what I'm saying I think this country needs, because we've seen what the elephant and the donkey do.
Right.
We create the most beautiful musical racism this country has ever seen.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing racism. I mean, they've brought back some of the good old fashioned classic hatred. Like it's like, man, I can't believe you bottled that up, sir. Like you've brought it back. And I think people are tired of it. Like I watched when this election happened, when Trump won this election, the MAGA chats were on fire. That's what was popular. And now the Dem chats are actually starting to overpower the MAGA chats. But it's like everybody at the end of the day is like, man, this is a cash grab. People are stopped. They don't even really give a fuck about. It's like, you're not going to change anybody's mind. But can we get a fucking new joke? Can we get something new?
Right.
Like,
But
tired.
here's
And that's what I'm saying. Would you guys
start?
would you guys join a different political party if it was representative of the things that you stand for?
If
The
that
solution
shit
is
was
not-
called the
no,
normal
yo,
educated party.
Bricks.
They should just dismantle the parties.
The solution isn't creating more noise because there's other parties. Just everybody gravitate and take over a party because it's already established. It's already on the books. It's already on. You don't have to do none of those registrations. Just go and take another party that's defunct right now.
What you're
Take
saying
that.
is it makes a lot of sense. The problem is
The party took
is
over
the
us.
association. So, for example, I said this today when I was talking to you, Bravo, the concept of red flags. So I took a survey about a year or two ago, and I found out that I lean more towards conservative, right? I had no idea because I was a Democrat for years. I thought I was, and I was like, damn, well maybe we know I got a great credit score. Maybe I'm a goddamn Republican. But
the definition of conservative is what most of us in this room lean towards. Fiscal
Right.
conservatism, fiscal responsibility, everybody, you know what I'm saying, actual justice of the law.
But
traditional
my
household.
problem
Yes.
is the red flags. And if you look at your crew, and I'm going to tie this back into, us taking over the party. But look, if you look at your crew, let's say I'm a conservative. I look at my crew and I see Marjorie Taylor. I'm like, she's an insane piece of shit. This is who's on my team. I look to my left, I see Pete Hegseth. He's got a fucking Nazi tattooed all over his fucking chest. You know what I'm saying?
The iron crosses.
So
iron
what I'm
crosses,
saying,
yes.
okay, whatever. Okay, if I can't say that, but my point is, when I look at all of the racism and hatred and shit that this party has done, for me to take that over, I'm still associated. And if they are not leaving, they're like, okay, well now we got Bricks over here. I'm like, no, you got to go too, but they're not going anywhere and they're claiming my party. That's why I say, no, wipe this shit, pour bleach all over everything. Let's start over. This stinks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be associated with anybody that was cool with getting rid of Social Security, with taking away veterans' benefits. Like, fuck out of here.
In the meantime, while you destroy things, we have to govern. So you cannot just wipe everything clean. Governance has to happen daily.
Yes, but
So
why are
it
you bringing up
sounds
old
great.
shit?
So what I'm trying to say is the most sensible way is to get money out of politics, make our representatives fear us. Everybody, stop tweeting. Call your representative daily, because they have to write shit down. When you call, they have to write it down by law.
So do you think
Fucking
that we
bother
would
them.
have the ability to actually influence these folks? Because I feel like
Yes, because
it falls
because
on
it's easier to
deaf ears
complain than to
myself.
do something. No, because it's easier to. When's the last time you called your congressman?
Oh, we are severely shadow banned. It has been one person watching us this whole time, and I'm the one on there.
Yeah, it's all,
This is crazy.
Yeah, we got in trouble, you know.
You fucked up, Haze.
To some degree,
Yeah.
but you know, that's my fault for sharing my opinion on the damn internet sometimes.
Well, you know, you gotta purge.
Like the video.
What'd you say?
It let me like it. Really?
Oh yeah, it'll do that sometimes too. It'll do that too.
I see 3
it won't
likes.
Let me like it.
Oh, you were the one that was the 4th one. I see. It said 4, and then it wasn't 4 anymore.
We got
Now it says
my
3.
my sergeant at arms of the mod squad is in here. Al Bond is in here, so I know he's at least on there. I know Alicia had joined.
Oh yeah, shout out to Alicia, because she just pointed that out, the breaking news. Alicia, sorry.
Yeah, that's my fiancé, the love of my life.
The house
They put us on.
The house bully had joined in as well. So like I said, I'm not gonna let them stop us from having these real conversations, man. They would rather us not have these conversations.
And we need to take this party to TikTok, because they'll listen over there.
They'll probably be in the chat arguing with us.
Yep, and that's how you choose who's in the panel, and we're all sitting up here right now. But
that's actually a grand idea. I like that.
Mr. Bravo.
TikTok live.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Bravo.
Wonder if I could turn.
I do want to say in front of the 4 special panelists that are here and whoever's listening at home.
Yeah,
I have no argument for anything that you said.
Got you.
There's no buts about it. Yeah. Like, no.
Thank you.
I guess I was coming from a place of hope, because I'm tired of it. Like, if someone brings up the Republican Party, then there's always that argument. Well, black people started it. Yes, but you're all racist now.
Yeah, but
then when you go to the Democratic
Party,
negating
the whole Southern switch, and
exactly. But that's my point. Then you go to the Democrat Party, and there's equal things that can be said. Like, you know, even though I thought I leaned that way, they're just so soiled. And once things are just soiled to that point, it's like, you know what? It's just time to buy some new shoes, man. Like,
let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. And this is not me trying to be an old curmudgeon and like I wish for the days of Kane.
Oh, wait a minute. That's not a 5-point word. That's a 10-point. Did you say curmudgeon,
yes,
sir?
He did.
Curmudgeon, yes.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is this. Do you think that there is a causality relationship between how fast we've been able to disseminate information and the polarity of our parties?
I don't understand like 10 of the words you said.
Yeah, me either, man. Like, I tuned out.
Okay.
I kind of understood.
Think about it.
You led with causality. Causality.
Okay, causality. So we had radio, right? And then we had the Democrats and the Republicans, but most people were centrists. Then we had TV. And then the people started going further left and further right. And we had the internet. People going further left and further right, and less agreement in the center. Where are we going to go? Like, the more we can share information and just share our mind without actually thinking about it or going through a filter to be able to reach a broadcast level, the more we get to share bullshit and people just listen to bullshit. Think about it. You did not hear about flat earth theory until like 6 years ago.
True.
I don't think you're wrong.
With the fact
no, because Columbus and them before him, they was on that. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but they disproved it. Like Copernicus and all that shit. You know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is like, we as humans weren't built to have this much information shoved into our brains so fast, which is why we have a demonstrable uh lack of critical thinking and media literacy.
I don't
because
disagree,
so much.
but I'm glad you said that because this will tie into why I say there does need to be another party. And the reason why I say that is if for some reason I was put into the place of the president, I would say, okay, we're shutting the government down for a week. And this is what's going to happen. The Dems and the Republicans were all going to sit in a room. And this week, we're going to take everybody's issue and we're going to figure it out. We're going to compromise. We're going to so that everybody's happy. And the only way that that could possibly happen to me is if there was a party that comes from that's in the middle and says, you know what? Let's just do it the fucking right way. Because you guys are so extreme, you will never get along.
The thing is, we're listening to the extremes. We're listening to, because it happened in the 90s when the Tea Party was happening. You know what I mean? That's the beginning.
Yeah, but wasn't the Tea Party kind of like if I remember correctly?
That was the beginning of the extreme ring of the right.
Because I thought the
We
Tea
have
Party.
a bigger problem, guys.
What's that?
Was that?
So I just was curious. I wanted to know how many people are on social media. It's 73%. You guys know how many people vote, citizen age, that are able to vote. Do you know the percentage behind that?
No.
I don't.
It's 65.
Right.
The problem is we have more people on here spreading their opinion that aren't actually going out and doing anything. And a lot of the people that even went out and voted aren't even on here.
Right.
So I really worry about
Preach.
my generation and the people that are coming up because I have a lot of peers who didn't even execute their right to vote. Like they didn't do anything. And then I also have people who I'm thinking about in the future want to take that spot. Like I live in DC. So I meet people who always say like, well, eventually my goal is to be president. And I'm like, please do not. Because what ends up happening is we get in that spot, whether we look like me or not, and we sell out. And that's what happens
Just to
like
get to
every
that
single
spot.
time.
Just to get to that spot. There's so many things you got to do
Yes.
just to get to that spot. And
So I don't
and
think
and
that we'll
I
ever have another party because everybody's still fighting for that one spot in the one party. And it's something a part of our history that we've never shaken is how polarized we are about issues in general.
There it is. That was my you so succinctly like clarified the point I was trying to make earlier. We do a lot of people do a lot of talking on this social media, but not a lot of action. You literally gave 73 versus 65.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's sad.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, she
And then-
definitely
but-
acceptably got up above the acceptable and was able to justify
Yeah.
her juxtaposition. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the causality of the gentrification.
The thing is the reason why we have President Cheeto for the second term is because people didn't want to do shit. They didn't vote. We had the biggest lack of turnout ever in this last election. You know what I mean? Because people said, I don't feel engaged or entertained enough. Like, dog, there is a person who is a felon who buried his wife in the backyard running for president. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, and this was the best we had. That was the best we had to offer.
I refuse to agree with you, and I'll tell you why.
The debate was
Thank
boring.
God we didn't have a black woman in the White House.
Yeah,
Jesus.
thank God we didn't have a
It was-
black woman in the White. Yeah,
Lord
like,
Jesus. You know what I mean?
see, this is the thing that pissed me off about that election. I'm not saying that I loved Kamala Harris, right? I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that she was a vice president, right? So now let's look at the administration that we have right now. What the fuck are you putting on JD Vance right now? Nobody gives a shit about what he's saying. Nobody even knows if he rocks with Trump. They just know he rides his, you know what. But it's like nobody puts any
They called him a
stock.
Nazi 5 years ago.
Yeah, we do know that. But nobody puts any stock. And I'm like, Greenland kicked his ass out. Like, no, we're not fucking with you. And that was the end. The president didn't even hold him down. Like, hey, wait a minute. I sent my vice president over because he knew his vice president was a piece of shit. So we put no stock into JD Vance. So the thing that pisses me off about her, or not that she did it, is that everybody assumed that because this guy was her boss, that she would do it the same way he did it. And the reason why that pisses me off is because who do you know that works for anybody that says, when I get in charge, I'm going to do it just like the boss did? Are you fucking serious? This is a black woman. Well, a lot of people don't agree, but I'm going to just say, you got one drop, you're black. This is a black woman who is working as the vice president for a white man in his 80s. You really think that this black woman is like, when I get in that seat, I'm going to do it just like him?
Kamala did not get the presidency because 2 white men were working against her.
Uh-oh.
2 old white
See,
men.
this is why we shadowed right now, because we know it to be true, but we're not supposed to say it.
Well, I mean, we still doing the show, and there's only one person in here going stronger than, Sammy Davis Jr. in the 60s.
Yeah, we'll live on through the shorts.
Yeah.
Avenge me.
Right.
Well,
Are you not entertained?
I'm like, what did y'all do last week to get us this?
I don't know. I wasn't here.
Actually, Jen, you were here last week.
We didn't do too much, right?
No,
It's your
not
fault.
really.
It's your fault.
It was probably
Haze is your father, so if you say we ain't do too much, don't tell him what y'all did.
No, I think we're
We
good.
just didn't get arrested.
No, what happened was I got into it about some outlaws, motorcycle guys.
All right, I'm done with these people. Let's talk about the next people.
Yeah, get it.
Next exes.
Forget it. Forget about it.
The girls are fighting and we're dying.
So I got things I gotta do.
Yeah. All right. So I'm sorry. I'm adjusting some things in the background here to see if I can get some push on this.
That's what she said.
Oh.
No, did he?
Get some push going here.
Oh, man.
I see what they did. You sons of biatches.
Oh, what they do?
They turned the monetization on. Hold on.
Push.
Oh,
And so if they're not,
it's because of the cover.
that cover was diabolical though.
like?
That cover was
Definitely
diabolical
was.
though. Hey, I didn't do that.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. AI did it.
No, you can't even blame. No, you can't lean on AI and then blame AI. You can't do that.
I'm just saying. AI
can't do
has
it.
its own mind.
What I think
don't
is
do it.
interesting is that the trending topic on this X page that you still have up was Musk proposes new political party versus Musk and Trump fighting. And that's how you know he wrote this himself.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is and this is the thing, because even in this page, it goes back to him and Trump fighting. Like down here, he's talking about the bill was never shown to me. Then he goes into some nostalgic shit about where's this guy.
Oh, time out. Stop. Wait a minute. The bill was never shown to me?
Yeah.
But all of us were actually, well, I don't want to say all of us, but from my perspective, me and my, like as Genesis so eloquently put earlier, me and my source of news, TikTok, we were all arguing on TikTok for months about this damn bill. But with TikTok now, the one thing that I do respect is if you get on that panel, you better have read something.
Yeah.
Right. I'll tell you this.
I did not know.
Look, the things can coexist at the same time. What he was responding to specifically was that Trump said Elon saw the bill. He knew it better than everybody else in this room, even you guys probably.
Even you people.
Right, even you people, right. And then
yeah,
that's a whole different Ross Perot issue. But anyway, the issue is that he said, I never saw the bill, which is probably not a lie. He was probably told a lot about it, but he probably never saw it. So you got to think about the things that he says, but also thinking about the things that he's not saying. He's not saying he wasn't told about the bill. He's not saying that he wasn't briefed on the bill several times. He's not saying that he didn't have some staffer come through, give him a morning brief, and read him the bill while he fucking took ketamine or whatever. He didn't say any of those things. He says, I was never shown the bill.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, like I said, he said a lot. But it seems like the only thing he really pulled down was the Epstein thing, because this is still up there.
If he pulled them damn comments back and deleted anything somebody said,
He's just
Chill,
mad that Diddy
we gonna
Trial's
give
more
you
famous
this.
right
Yeah,
now.
I know they got to him and said, Elon,
in
don't do that.
the Epstein files as well. That's why
Really?
he pulled it. He has a picture with him and Ghislaine. Yes.
Oh yeah, she was wild.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So he has pictures of himself on Little St. James Island. There are receipts of him being on the jet. He's in the files too. Okay.
Okay. Well, geez. We have definitely beat up Elon. He already had a black eye.
I
And
bet
here
he
we
get hit
are.
with that Rico. Hey.
But he's never had a black guy.
Oh! All right. Well, since we are, I guess, are we in agreement that we need this new party, or is it just?
No, I don't agree.
Okay, so we kind of have a split room on that one.
Yeah, we have a split opinion.
Yeah, we
I
got a
believe
split
there
room
shouldn't
on
be
it.
any parties because
Right.
they're dumb.
Yeah, so we got a whole spectrum
Correct,
here. We
yeah.
got no parties. We got let's take over some parties. We got let's start a new party. And then there's me, which is like, hey, let's just have a party. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just think you know what? We could do that.
My
'cause
party would be called the party
We
party.
could actually do what Jen says if everybody just registers as independent.
Yeah.
If everybody just registers as independent, the parties will be dissolved.
yeah, who would they invite to the conventions then? If everybody was
Correct.
registered
Political
independent.
primary. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's it.
Well, maybe they'll get to that. Maybe that's in a world where things are good. I don't think we're going to get to
Yeah.
that. I think there's
I
way
went
too much
independent
money and
about 5
influence
years ago.
involved. It would be nice though.
Yeah.
I would feel great if they could do something new. I'm tired of the shit, just like Brick said. Tired of it. All right, well, look, let me get to this next story because it's freaking wild. So just hold on a second here. Let me stop the share because I got to set this one up. I got to set this up.
Set it up.
Okay, so somebody sent me this clip the other day of a woman who called the police on a guy after a one-night stand because she was like either unsatisfied.
Was that bad?
Yeah.
Is she melanin? Is she
pretty
melanin
terrible.
challenged?
Is she not.
melanin challenged?
She is not.
Okay.
She is not
Hispanic.
not one of those. Let me just say that. She's a Karen. Her name is Maggie.
Okay.
Yeah, melanin challenge.
challenge.
That's what I was.
Oh, melanin
Yeah.
challenge. See, I'm thinking you meant melanated. Yeah,
No.
she is definitely melanin challenged. So I'm going to bring the clip up for you.
We say this is not a black person. Like we knew. Like,
Well, I'm not going to
was
say
trying
that
to-
I've never seen a black person not be
no, because
satisfied
I said
with
Hispanic
something.
after that. Once you said no, I was like, all right, so we gotta go to the next one because definitely
Right,
ain't
next
us.
Y'all are
Next on the
bad.
docket.
This is how we keep getting in
Right.
trouble. I see it now.
Sorry.
They
I
don't
mean,
like
yeah.
us.
Sometimes the truth hurts, but you know they don't know. They don't say that it hurts us as well.
No. But the funny part is we are not as bad as what I see on some other channels.
We're gonna have to do Twitch or something.
But it's like they expect us
seriously.
to not be that because we're kind of educated and we're speaking well and we're making good
You need to
points.
simulcast, bro.
Yeah, if
That's
I
what we
sto-
gotta do.
Well, that's Twitch
gotta
was
simulcast.
Twitch was up, but nobody was on the Twitch. I don't know how to build a Twitch without just recording
See,
People
myself
don't know how to
all
use
the time.
Do it.
So you gotta educate
then we'll-
them on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We
just
had a
build
Twitch.
It, they will come.
We
Feel the
have
dream. Twitch of dreams.
have it.
Build
So-
it, they will come.
Well, let me bring you guys into the world of Maggie over here, and
Uh-oh.
yeah, it's one of those stories where you kind of wonder, is it okay to regret it? And if you do, to what lengths do you go to like make it happen or
I'm
not
just
happen?
saying, as long as you have no babies and no heebie-jeebies, you just let bygones be bygones. Like, you know what I mean? Like really?
Okay.
As long as you wake up with your wallet, it's we
All right.
good.
Well, let me bring this thing over here for you since you're so enthusiastic about it. All right. So Maggie calls the police on her date after she wakes up. You guys see the screen here?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go into it.
He's recording me now.
What are you doing?
Stop recording me. He's trying to record me.
What are you
now.
doing? Stop it.
Stop not hitting you.
What
Get
are-
the phone out of my face.
Hey, what are you
This
doing?
person is like continuing to assault me. Help me. I don't know the address because he just brought me here on a date after
No,
he
I
beat
did-
me.
You came over here on your
I
own
did
will.
not. I did not.
What are you doing?
Dad, stop it.
Hey, stop.
This is what a narcissist does. Help me,
Yo.
please.
Oh my
I've
gosh.
only lived here for 2 weeks. I don't know this
Oh, see, that's where she
What are you
lost me.
doing?
That's where she
Stop
lost
it.
me.
Why are you recording
Pulled out that
me?
vocabulary.
Because
Whose
you're
mom is
crazy.
I'm
this?
like naked in your apartment after you just woke
Somebody
up
come
and
get
I don't know
Auntie.
what happened.
No, I asked you to leave politely, and you didn't.
Oh,
I don't know. He's like putting the phone on me, and he has like unlocking the door. Unlocking the door. I have a thing scaring me.
He should call the police on her.
you know, he said he asked her to leave, and then she didn't want to leave, and then this apparently is what happened afterward. Now,
He was probably the one that had the bad date.
yeah, it seems like it definitely ended bad. I'm not sure what happened after the clip was over, but it definitely ended bad. But here's my question.
Narcissist.
Where's her clothes at? Like,
I don't know,
she's,
'cause-
One of his
bedroom.
shirts.
she's wearing his shirt. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, she looks real comfortable. And that sounds like she got too comfortable, and he was like, yo, you gotta leave.
No, they came home from the line dancing bar and she didn't know where she was at, which is why she don't know the address, because why would you? He took you there. And then she woke up and she said, "Oh my gosh, my kids are at home and they're going to be starving in the morning. I did not meal prep for them." So he politely asked her, "Well, you just might as well leave." And now she's calling the police because she feels rejected, and that's the narcissist, trauma that she has in her head.
Okay.
This video was this. No, this
so
video
smart.
was this.
She's such a smart lady.
This video is the aftermath of a selfish lover.
Yeah, well, so
Yo,
who's
he got
selfish
his
in
and
this?
said, "You gotta go now." He is the recorder. He got
Right.
his. He's like, "Can you go, please?"
And I want my
He gave
shirt
her a
back.
t-shirt
by
because
the
her
way.
outfit was too tight. That's what it was. And
I'd like to
Right.
highlight.
it wasn't
I'd
to
like
stay there.
What parent says that I didn't meal prep breakfast?
She's a Karen.
Yeah, but still though.
I
like,
used to house sit for Karens. I know how they think, okay?
They
gotta
meal
be home by a
preps?
certain time.
I didn't start my overnight oats.
Exactly.
my overnight oats.
Wow. So, like I said, this is the clip
I
came
speak
to me
Karen.
because there was a question about accountability in bad decisions.
Yo,
And-
she had
Wait,
some
but hold
terrible.
on.
What do you call it?
She-
Cerebral
she-
palsy.
She lost all credibility when she said, "This is what a narcissist does."
She
She's
approached
talking
him
about
and
herself.
then told him to get his hands off of her.
No, she wasn't talking about herself.
No, she is.
wasn't
That's
talking
what a
about herself.
narcissist does.
Yes, but she wasn't. But she does. She wasn't talking about on the phone. That's not what she was saying. She was talking to him. He was like, "I just asked you to leave." He's like, "This is what a narcissist does." So this is she already had the narrative in her brain before she even picked up the
Because
phone.
she is the
You know what I mean?
narcissist. Is what I'm saying. She's speaking to herself. This is what the narcissist does.
Eventually.
Is what she's doing. The phone call, this whole thing
I
is
think
what
there
the
was some drugs
narcissist does.
involved because it's no way she's really calling the cops with like nothing. Like it wasn't like she was saying he did anything. Like he's saying now he's recording me. Like okay, like
He's
I wanna
pointing-
hear- I wanna hear
recognize the
pointing
person.
a phone at me.
you know what I think
wanna hear the
happened?
911
He had on
call
a
from
hat
her.
at that line dancing club. He had on a big old cowboy hat. He took that hat off when they got home, and she said,
Look like
"Oh
Stephen
nah,
Miller."
bro."
Well, he obviously had his time with her because she got his shirt on. That's
I'm trying to
I'm
tell
pretty
you,
sure that's not what she had
The
on at the club.
shirt probably happened first. She was probably too drunk and she got on some tight clothes. He wanted her to be more comfortable. She probably fell asleep on his ass. And then they woke up and now she's calling the cops because she don't know where she
He
at.
probably didn't even
Is this-
do it.
Okay. You know what? Here, before we even go any further, we don't know shit. This could be
At all.
staged for all we know.
This could be a skit.
It could be
This
a
could
skit,
be a
but I don't know.
goddamn
That
skit.
lady doesn't seem like the best actress, and she's doing a great job.
Well, let me ask you this
Hey,
question.
look,
Hold up. This is like because this is why I love my brother Bravo. He finds obvious things. So I'm gonna ask this question: who the fuck holds their phone like that?
Karen. I mean,
right.
Do you know Karens?
I've seen
You've
them
been in a
before.
relationship with a Karen?
Yeah, I've seen them before.
Unfortunately,
Who have
my
you ever
daughter's friends'
seen
mothers are.
Her hands right now look like the praying hands that you get on a medallion. Who holds their phone like that? Ever?
So is this
Right.
is this phone holding indicating something else? Because I'm missing it.
Yeah, I'm missing that part.
Okay,
What is this saying?
So let's say you and I were out in public, and I was talking on the phone to somebody like this. Hold on, like this with my hands like this. Does this
That
make any
hand-holding-
sense to you?
No, that hand holding denotes that you're whispering in the phone, but she's screaming at the same time, which lets me
Right.
know she's drunk as shit. Right?
Yeah,
so she's
that's
doing
what
a
I'm saying.
yeah.
There's
whisper
something
hand hold.
involved here. She's all red.
Is
And
the
then when she
guy?
was swinging all crazy, like it wasn't even landing.
Yeah, and
Right.
I'm gonna tell you right now, when people are truly I'm not even gonna say that, but I'll just say most scared people run.
Yep.
Like, what is her sense of security? Is her sense of security that the police are on the other side of that call?
Wait, what is she calling for? Did she not have access to her clothes? Did
And
she
then-
not
and then-
leave the
and then-
apartment?
and
Boy
then-
is sitting down.
She literally
Old boy is
doesn't even know
sitting
where
down.
she's at. That's why she's calling
Now
police.
this
Go
on the
outside, read
page.
some street
true.
signs.
The T-shirt
GPS
god
on your phone.
is the T-shirt god the person that posted it as just like a play on words because of her
Exactly.
with it.
Maybe it's
Right.
because he's advertising how comfortable these shirts are.
Yeah.
He's the T-shirt guy.
Right.
She's so comfortable in that T-shirt that she doesn't realize that I could whoop her motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's really going on here?
Well, what I think happened is I think she probably did go over there and go to sleep on him, and he ain't even get no booty because she never said he did something to her. Like when she's on the phone, she never says, I woke up and there's like semen all over me or like anything like that. I'm naked, my panties are off, I don't know where her clothes are. She didn't say anything like that.
She was worried
If this
about
was-
meal prep.
If this was filmed in the last 6 years, all she has to do is just hit the GPS on her phone.
Mm.
So I don't even know what this
True.
phone. I don't even know what this is. I don't even know what this
Well, she
is.
might
Right
not
now.
It's a
be that
terrible
smart.
choice
No
in
story.
color for an outfit. I mean, that's clearly, and then
This seems staged to me.
it's like the
'cause
white
none
girl
of it makes
version of a
sense.
bonnet. And, like, what's going on? Like in all of this?
Mm.
I'm like, please don't. I don't want no skid marks on the inside of my shirt. Take it off.
Skid marks.
That's disgusting. Okay.
You went from 5 to 10 point words to skid marks on the back of my
Look,
shirt.
Hey,
You're
an
he
asshole,
covers
sir.
the
Have
whole
a mental
spectrum.
illness. Poor thing.
So is this from what we see? I don't think that there was an assault per se. I think the
Oh,
woman just
hold
woke
up,
up.
Bravo. Did she come to the party tardy and try to do it twice?
she did it. You know what? She could, she's one of those chicks that can cure scurvy. You know them chicks where you get them to the party, like, what's up with them? I don't know, in vitamin C. You know what I mean?
But ching. Yeah.
Well, we don't know what's up with Maggie. We don't know.
I think Maggie. I think this is a stage because
I think Maggie's
nobody
got
picks up their
impressive
phone.
yams up under there, to be honest with you, man. I watched when she went to the back room.
If you don't know where you are, would you not look it up? And you have access to your phone. Would you not look it up?
Well, she called the police. I mean, she tried something. Well, she said that she was drunk at some point. She doesn't sound super intoxicated at this point, and she's not falling or stumbling, but she said that she drank some alcohol, and that's how this whole thing happened. So,
and that's why they took her word, as a turd.
And so, what do you think the police should do in this situation?
They should come and pick her up and take her home.
No, they should come pick her up. Say, do you feel like you were assaulted? Do you want to do a rape kit? Can we give you a ride home? That's it. That's what they need to do.
Okay, well, let's
But
say
the real
that-
question
let's
is,
say that
did
they-
he smash?
That's what I'm saying. But let's say he did smash, and at the time she was the drunk girl at the club,
Yeah.
and she was to whatever degree consensual in that state, and I mean mental state.
Oh, she was
Well,
consensual because she woke up with his T-shirt
Yeah,
on.
she got the T-shirt on.
She didn't. He didn't put that on her. She did.
The
that.
real question is how tall is she? Because like, let's say she's 3'5", then like a normal medium T-shirt would look like.
And this is why you don't take drunk girls home.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
Right.
a mess.
But this, to some people, this is exactly why you take drunk girls.
So they can call the cops on you?
Well, you don't expect that. You
Okay,
know
well,
what these people
Mr.
got
Hayes,
going
let's
on.
not divulge too much.
I mean,
my
hey,
friend.
right now you already know we're in
Well, you
trouble.
don't expect that.
And that's
Here's
the
the thing,
problem. That's the problem with hookup
when you're
culture
talking-
is you don't know what
when
you're
you're
gonna
talk-
get.
When you're talking
Get
about
something.
somebody who wakes up in a T-shirt and the man is sitting on the couch, sometimes you have to like have a line of questioning, maybe the Bee Gees line of questioning, like how deep is your love? What?
My question is,
Wait, what happened?
if he met her at a club, why
Right.
does her hair look like that?
Because they had their fun.
They already
There's
had
no
their
way
fun.
she-
She was
there's
blacked
no
out
way-
drunk.
There's no way on earth
That's-
this woman woke up from a drunken stupor and was able to put her hair in a French braid from yesterday.
That's a nighttime braid. I know
Yeah.
my
Her
hair,
I-
that's
I-
not
I
done.
meant that's a nighttime braid.
That's a
she
nighttime
went to sleep.
braid.
That's she went to sleep. Went to bed.
Yeah, that's I'm getting ready to go to bed. I don't want my hair in my mouth. I'm gonna do this quick braid. real
Yeah,
quick.
this
That's
is the
what that
white
is.
girl's bonnet. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I mean, but she could be on autopilot.
She
looked like
woke
done
up
lived
from a
little.
nightmare with him cheating on her in that nightmare.
And a
We're all-
narcissist, her
we're all
ex, that
doing-
she think about and trying to get
Yes.
over.
We're all saying the same thing. We're all saying that the man on the couch is not the villain here.
But she
As
kind
far
of
as we
does
know.
look like
as far as we
the.
know.
Y'all remember that show, Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
You remember
Didn't
that
he get in
lady in the
trouble for
land of
messing with
make believe?
kids?
No, Mr. Rogers did not. He
No,
was a saint.
that is not true.
No.
That is not
No,
true.
I'm talking about the lady
Jesus,
from the
get off
land
of
of
X sometime.
misbelieve. When the trolley would go to the other side of the show, and it was that old white lady, like,
Yeah,
Bro.
yeah. The fuck-
she looks like her, bro.
yeah.
does.
Hmm.
Now I wouldn't
Okay.
smash the lady on the other side of the trolley, but when she went back into the bedroom, I was like, "What's with all them naked legs just climbing up and making ass of themselves?" So he probably did smash.
But she never
I'm
says
sure
that
he
on that
smashed.
call. That's why I'm saying maybe that's not the case.
No,
Because
because
a
she
woman
So
doesn't
what's
know.
she
Admit
really
to it,
fucking
okay.
Guys,
pissed off
there's like-
about?
Okay, we need to understand this because I'm on TikTok. There's like 5 parts to this story. Like they're like fighting
Okay.
in the bathroom. Like it's
Oh, there's
like,
more
it's-
to it?
It's like 5 parts.
This is a
Did
Zoom.
they throw
You can't put
hands?
the link in the Zoom?
I'm
Oh, I don't think I
don't
can.
want. I don't.
Did they throw hands?
I don't want to, man. I don't. wanna.
She
This
was
is
throwing
bullshit.
hands. He didn't throw hands. He was trying to invite some people over, so he told her to leave because of that. And that she lives down the street and that they knew each other. Yeah. And then she's not sure what's happened. So
Oh, he
that's what she
lives
was
down.
telling the
Oh,
cops.
so he just wasn't faithful to her because he was inviting in
No,
the
he-
second string.
It's
Yeah.
Not, it's not. It's not faithful. It's just like her time was up.
Yeah.
Not faithful.
Number 2, you threw.
Right. Excuse me. I will validate your parking, but
She
that's
was
about
probably
it.
catching feelings because the way that she's very
Please
passionate
fold
about
my
this
The
shirt
art-
way that
before you
she's
leave.
holding the phone shows me that she was catching feelings.
If she's so
Nobody
scared,
holds
why
a
didn't
cell
she run
phone
out
like
the front
that.
door? She was at the front door in the beginning. That's what I'm saying. She was definitely blackout drunk. And her
Nobody
saying he's a narcissist-
stands there and looks at this attacker or whatever he's supposed to be to her in this particular situation. Like, this
He
phone is
calmly
the only
walks.
thing that's protecting me from you. Come on,
He's
man.
chilling.
Well,
He probably has like a bowl of popcorn, just like
This
yo,
is
what are you
probably
doing?
the 8th time this has happened. And he said, you know what? The next time you pull this
Yeah.
shit, I'm
Yeah,
filming
that
your
night.
motherfucking ass.
Yeah.
And there
She
you
probably
go.
pulled this the 3rd time that night.
I was in a relationship where a woman was claiming that I was physically abusing her.
Easy.
Right?
Easy.
No, I don't have any problems with putting this out
yeah,
there.
well, YouTube
no.
does.
Well, I wasn't, and clearly one of my best friends was one of my roommates, and he actually came out of the bedroom one night when she was throwing a tantrum and watched her throw herself down the stairs. He watched it. And I said, well, finally you got up, nigga, because this has been happening. They literally thought I was a piece of shit. Like, and I was like, no, this is not what it is. She thinks that I'm being unfaithful, and she was doing this.
Okay,
Uh-oh, hold on,
he
wait.
shook
I feel
her.
you.
Bro, I'm on part 4. He shook her to wake
Jesus.
her up. And then he was like, you need to catch your Uber right now. That's why she's
Please
scared.
send that video so we can watch
I need to
that.
find it. I might have to open up TikTok.
Just literally search the title of this TikTok or whatever.
I don't want to give this
from.
brain dead bitch. I don't want to give this brain dead bitch.
We should
any
probably
more
move
of our
on.
attention.
Yeah, because
But
it's not giving us
later-
numbers because we're still at a strong 1.
Yeah.
later
We're
watch
good.
it.
No more of our attention deserved on this one.
Oh, it's
I
on
agree.
Reddit too.
She's deranged. Yeah, that's where I was at, and that's how I got to this point. Because this is from like last year. I'm like, how
Yeah, I
did this
didn't
even
even know.
get out
Shit, we
here?
do it's old news. Oh, fuck
Yeah.
She got a nighttime.
You know
Maggie,
the worst part
screw
about the story.
Maggie.
Hold up, time out. You know the worst part about the story that I told.
What?
At that point, me and the girl that I was with, we were the same damn weight.
We were trying to move on, Brick.
No,
Yeah, we were trying to
I'm
get
not,
away from the
and
whole
it's
domestic
fine.
violence
It's
thing.
fine. But my point is, I never did anything like that, and it all came
We know
to the
we
to
know.
the light.
We
But my
know.
point is, I am familiar with what's happening here because I got cussed out, and the girl put hands on me because instead of filming, I had voice memos going, and she literally said while I was recording, "How dare you record me?" Like I'm familiar with this situation, and that's why I know this is some bullshit because if he actually can hold his camera up, and mind you, this is not like watching a video of some of our African American brothers and sisters filming a fight where they're literally holding the camera like this. The whole goddamn this guy is sitting here with his phone steady. And each time she moves, she turns the camera. He turns the camera with her. And I've been here, and I know a dirtbag when but this isn't
Look,
it.
the fact that she said this is what a narcissist does, I checked out because that was already too planned, too ready.
Yeah,
too ready
and
to
you know
go
what?
out,
In
too much to be a
2025,
victim.
I check out with narcissists and I check out with gaslighting because 9 times out of 10, 90% of people don't even really know what gaslighting
Oh no,
means.
please, no, don't do this.
I gotta
man.
do
No,
one more.
no, just
I gotta
do
do
it.
one
Just
more.
do it. I want to see it.
This is the one that I'm watching.
To wake me up and tell me that I needed to take an Uber.
Where's the volume and shit?
Oh, I
Oh, we
hear
don't need
enough
it. We
of
got
that.
the captions.
Happened now. My name is Maggie.
Damn. She looks like one of our country's forefathers. Everything I said about the t-shirt earlier, I take back.
Yo, she looks like her dad's name is Jeffrey.
She
She
really
looks
does.
just
She looks
like
like
him.
her name is Jeff.
You know, the guy is
Right.
very unbothered
Jeffrina?
by all of this at the same time.
Where did the
Because he
sparkles
knows.
come from?
I don't know. This
yo?
is just somebody must have enhanced the video so that it wouldn't get.
Come here.
They got her knees looking all scraped up.
On their way.
We know how they did it.
Let them come here, please.
It sounds like he has high ceilings.
All right. Okay. I won't hang up.
Man, screw Maggie, man. I'm done with Maggie. Maggie,
All right,
kiss
done.
my ass. I'm
Next.
done with
I
Maggie.
mean, so was he. He did that too.
Yeah, I'm
That
done with
is some
Maggie.
BS.
Maggie's enough. Get Maggie, man. All right, we're gonna get to the next thing here.
You did the Hoover maneuver. Now catch the Uber.
Yeah, forget Maggie. Forget Maggie.
Yeah,
I'm
you a
done
shit
with
head.
Maggie. Jesus.
Shafid is what we say in the biz.
That
Yeah,
hurt my
Shatheed.
brain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it did.
I feel the same. I feel very similar. I feel like
I need a cigarette, and I'm just joking. I don't.
no smoking for you.
No,
Okay?
no, this is the problem that I have is that goofy ass broad took so much of our attention being apparently wrong.
Well, we had
We
to do
literally
something.
have-
We've only had one viewer the whole night, bro.
I know, I get you, but this is my issue with social media in and of itself.
Mhm.
When things got to the level of being able to be broadcast, it had to pass certain checks and levels before it could just be broadcast out there. But now we
Right.
can put anything out there, we get lost in any sauce now. That's what I'm saying.
Pause. Pause.
Oh, true. No, Diddy.
No, Diddy. No, Diddy. No, Diddy.
All right, so what I'm seeing here, I'm just letting y'all know, the YouTube thing thinks that the monetization is off on the video. But it's not. It's on, but it thinks that it's off.
Did YouTube do it? Did YouTube do the monetization for you?
No.
And tell you it's off?
Well, it's I can look at the thing. It's like a control panel, and it tells you, the settings or whatever, and it says it's on. But when I went to the thing to add, because you can just manually tell it to run one, it's telling me you got to turn the monetization on. And I'm like,
bro, when your videos seem to favor Trump, we didn't have this problem. But when you went against the grain and stopped seeming like you rocked with him, welcome
the
to
motherfucker
today.
did dumb shit. I told him that when I saw it, I would have to identify it. It goes along with it. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with it.
Welcome to being number one.
One.
It's all right. Like Bravo said, I get them on the shorts. Catch them on the shorts. Yeah, nobody gets the notifications. It literally, they don't get it.
It's me. I get the notifications.
Yeah, you do.
Actually, I get it.
Because you're tagged in the damn channel.
Well, that helps.
Yeah, you're actually in the description. So it knows who you are. That's why don't you try to start nothing.
I mean, I admire the fortitude and us keeping this going. But I would say, if we're going to attempt to do this next Saturday, when I can't even do it next Saturday.
Well, we off next week anyway. It's Father's Day weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm off next week.
Shout
By
out to
the
way, my girl bought me some J's for Father's Day, man. They're beautiful. They're these like tan J's with like this beautiful brown cam. They're just beautiful.
That's great.
That is nice. Well, tell her thank you.
Thanks, Jan.
My wife let me pay for the groceries.
All right, well, we're to our last story anyway, because we got past the one that I wanted.
Is it Holly?
Yeah, we got 12 minutes. Let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna
DDG.
do that.
What does DDG do? He's a streamer?
He's a streamer guy. Yeah.
Duck Goose.
Right.
They call him Doodoo Guy. What are they calling him now? Doodoo Guy or some shit like that.
So you just figured out Duck Goose off the top of your head, Jen?
Yeah, I don't think anybody calls him that.
I think Diddy calls him Doodoo Grease.
Doodoo Grease.
Oh my God. That's up there with truffle butter. Okay.
Oh, man. All right.
Oh, because doodoo grease was something. I'm sorry for truffle butter.
Well,
truffle butter is actually a thing, but okay.
Yeah, well, see, doodoo grease is different, man.
It's politically correct?
Yeah.
I mean, what is doodoo grease, sir?
It's that oily discharge you get when you take them pills that got
All right,
side
I'm
effects.
done.
All right.
I'm
done. You asked.
Let's just stop everything that we're doing right now. All of that?
All of that, pause immediately.
Yeah.
Because she really wanted to know about her father's
I don't want to know about
that.
Is it omega-3 fatty oils? Is it good for your spleen?
Does it have omega fatty acids in it?
Okay. All right. On to DDG and his situation, and then we're going to get up out of here. We got to talk about it because it's trending and it's showing a particular pattern that I think is becoming a little too common in today's.
I gotta warn you, I'm gonna be in my full unk on this part because I am unk 2,000, 3,000 degrees on this. I don't know anything about streamers to this day.
Yeah, me neither. I have no idea.
He's also a rapper, technically. Apparently.
So am I.
So is a lot of people rappers, technically.
Right, so is every other male on this
the
panel.
main thing,
Right.
the main thing that's been happening is there's been some allegations of physical abuse from this DDG towards Halle Bailey.
Stop it.
Mhm.
I love her.
Well, from some of the things that you see,
Hold up, she's over 23, right?
she's old enough for you to love her.
She's grown and has a kid.
Okay, yeah, okay.
and
And that's what this is all
She's
about. They got this kid together who's young. I mean, very young. So this is going to be going on for a while. But basically, he's trying to, I guess, see the kid. And, she's not really letting him see the kid. It's like a lot of back and forth. But there was some allegations of physical abuse. And anybody that's been in a custody case knows, especially with young children, if there's a physical abuse issue that they think is going on, it can severely hurt your custody battle. Even though you're not physically abusing the child, if you physically abuse the other parent while the child is around, it shows that you're irresponsible and so on and so forth. And it makes it really tough to fight this custody battle. But Haley Bailey was telling everybody that this dude was super abusive and all of that, but then a bunch of text messages came out and she was threatening to kill herself. It just went crazy. Now they're blaming it all on postpartum depression.
This is what I was talking about 3 weeks ago when we were on this podcast before it even happened. But go ahead.
No, I think it's a good way to get into the topic of when we're able to justify or make excuses for toxic behavior. Because I'm not going to say that postpartum depression doesn't happen, but people get depressed and do wild shit and go to jail for it. So even if they're going through an episode, I think that we should be holding them accountable to some degree on these things. That's all.
Yes, I agree with that. But the thing is that being that this is a snapshot during this part in time, which can be put within the postpartum umbrella, we have nothing towards their courtship. We have nothing towards the aftermath of their breakup, whatever. We don't have other substantive evidence of this kind of behavior. So I hold my judgment until I know more about the situation. I can see these text messages and all that, but it's a snapshot, and we already know anything can be gamed for any kind of support. We already know that.
Let me tell y'all this part. Holly need to sit down with Love Dorsey immediately. And they need to have a heart-to-heart conversation of what
Who's Love Dorsey?
That was last week. You missed it.
That was last week. Yeah, exactly. Watch it again, y'all.
You missed it.
This.
Yeah. But she's a woman.
Exactly. She's a woman, and she basically talks about these domestic issues and about also like not making yourself play victim, because a lot of the time us women make it harder for ourselves to be co-parents and to have a healthy relationship because we got to say everything that's on our mind. When it's like, if the man's already checked out, you talking to a brick wall. Take your evidence and then take it to court. Don't become the evidence.
Don't become the evidence. I like that quote.
I agree with absolutely everything being said, but we're losing an option that sometimes you have to speak to the way somebody listens. You know what I mean? You have to speak to the way that they hear shit, because I know that I come across condescending and like a smarty pants and all that kind of stuff. But if I need a code switch and get my point across to somebody who I'm either mentoring or somebody I'm teaching a thing or just somebody I meet on the street outside in my street clothes, you know what I mean? I got to talk to them where they are. So I agree with everything that you're saying, but I'm thinking that we're negating the option of talking to the person in the way that they're accustomed to be talking to absorb information. I think that's another option.
So what I got to start? Well. I got to text her or something? That's how you got to communicate with her? Like,
no. I'm just saying in the language that they want to hear things. Because if you keep on, because it's kind of like how Americans go overseas and they talk to somebody who doesn't speak English and then they just speak English louder. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That doesn't help.
So
you
what
have
do
to
we?
Know some
Absolutely
words
not,
language.
because in the world of Chat GPT, if you want something to just talk in your language, I'm not about to dumb myself down to talk to you. He know what he was doing. He didn't want her to bring that boy to that house because he was in there doing something else.
Yeah, it was chicks there.
And instead of just being real, because he didn't want to crush her heart, now he done made the girl go crazy.
Well,
and
either way, the crazy was there. The crazy was available.
She's just wild. And they had a toxic relationship. He didn't threw her up into the steering wheel. You see this.
Hold up, Jen. Can a man make you go crazy?
Oh, I've already been through all of this. That's why I have the opinion that I do. I don't think it's necessary. I feel like people need to just reel it back and be like, all right, what's really important right now, which is this kid. So if we sit here and chip our tooth and stab people's hands, how is that going to help anything?
It doesn't.
Hold up. That's literally her tooth?
Yeah, she chipped her tooth on the steering wheel or something. She said that he had done that to her.
And you know what it is? I'm going to tell y'all what it really was. It was that freaking phone. Every single physical altercation that I see with couples, it usually starts with the phone. The girl goes after the phone. They go back and forth. They tug and the next thing you know, the man pushes her. He might not punch her, but he'll push her straight up. And the next thing you know, she fighting back. In the only way that she know how, because she's smaller or maybe not as strong.
With the phone.
It always starts with that phone. Because when you look at all these text messages, she's like, oh, you was texting this person. I found out that you was with this person in Miami and da-da-da-da. It's all that social media and it's all on that phone.
But see, this
Damn,
is the other problem.
iPhones have taken enamel from more than enough victims.
Yeah, but see,
That's the party we need to
That's
start.
the problem is technology causing more domestic violence because of things like that. Like, I'm gonna be honest, a text message
it
through a
is.
It's
phone.
bitch ass nigga-ness. That's what that shit is. Like, it's not technology. It's this nigga not doing what the fuck he's supposed to
But
do.
hold on a
If he
second.
wants to seat up
Hold
and
on
be
now.
and be with this girl, he can't string her along.
But they met through a DM.
And
She was
So what
at
I'm
the
trying to
time.
say-
He was just trying to tap the belly.
Right.
He was trying to get
She
some belly
wasn't-
booty.
And?
She was trying to have a whole life. She's a romantic from what I've seen. I don't know the girl personally.
She loves
but-
hard, as they say.
Exactly. And DDG, he wants a life of that big streamer life where you have all the fun girls around you and India Love and this person and that person. He's not thinking all of that. He doesn't want a family. He's
Right.
made it
as I
very
said,
clear.
bitch ass nigga-ness.
But
That's what I
he
said.
was that
Same
guy when she met him. So to act like he's going against a promise that he made, which he didn't make, I just don't think
I'm not
that
saying
it
anything
takes all
He
against
that.
might
what
have
you're
behind
saying.
closed
I'm not-
doors. That's what they do to
That's
get what
true.
they want.
That's true. I'll give you
I'm
that.
not
I've
saying
lied
anything against
before
what
a few
either
times.
of you are.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything against either what you are saying. I'm saying that DDG presents bitch ass nigga-ness.
Oh, for sure.
Well, yeah, to a
Yeah,
degree.
so I'm saying
To a
that-
degree. I
And
give you
that's
that.
why
I give
he's
you that. I give you that.
popular.
It's
If
not-
we really want to get into it, that's why all these men like him, is because he represents
Exact-
everything that they want to be.
Mm.
Who are the
Well,
most
I-
popular people in media today?
Exactly.
Me. I'm on this show, nigga.
Mm.
Okay.
Purge BS is trending. Don't get it wrong. We're just
Is
in trouble
me.
right now. We're just in trouble.
So, but let's get into the facts because I haven't really seen this entire situation. So, where are we at right now? Because
All
this
right,
is a
so
lot that I'm seeing.
Right now, she got a restraining order. And because of the restraining order, it's going to make it much harder for them to exchange this child. So that's where they are now. But now she's upset with the internet because the internet is saying that she wasn't really a victim and that she kind of, did stab the guy.
And she
but-
deserves every bit of that because when you bring your private relationship and shit to the internet, you have to know that you are throwing a goddamn alligator raw chicken and they're going to tear that shit up. So deal with it, damn it.
And I never
Well, did
liked
they
Little
bring
Mermaid.
it there, or did the blogs bring it there because he
Oh
kept
my
putting his child on the
God.
stream?
That's the girl we're talking about?
Yeah.
Little Mermaid.
I thought we
Little
was
Mermaid.
talking. I thought we were talking about Chloe. My heart was broken this whole conversation. That's
I'm
why I was
crying.
quiet.
Oh, okay. Well, no.
Thank God it ain't
That's your
Chloe.
What about
baby.
Little Mermaid?
Chloe, oh my God, yo, if Chloe came around here, I would tell my fiance, yo, she's just living with us
Oh my God, yo.
because I'm not
No.
gonna lose my fiance. Fuck that,
Roommate.
she's the best woman that's ever happened. We're gonna be fucking roommates.
It's
yeah.
called the high five list. She's so fun that my wife
Yeah.
want to tag in. High five.
Because if she came
Get you
around
some.
here with her Jason Momoa, whatever that is, all right, fine. Or Momoa, or whatever his name is, whatever.
Momoa,
All right,
crazy.
fine.
I
So
love
did
that
you
shit.
see
But
this?
after I bust my 3 minutes of making love, yo,
But you know, I feel like in a way he definitely understood the platform that she had, and so he posed to be that person. I really do believe he was lying behind closed doors.
But this
Bro,
is
this
what I'm
nigga
saying.
look like-
In the-
bitch ass
in the-
nigga-ness.
he looked like
Listen to the
T and
beginning.
Tamara's
man.
little brother grown up. Yo, he
Nah,
looked like
man.
a bag of Cheetos,
It
bro.
looks like in
Go
this
home,
in
Jerome.
the court documentation of the things that
Go
they have
home,
filed,
Jerome.
she had literally threatened to abort the child if he didn't reconcile the relationship with her. So it was like either you be with me or I'm
But
gonna kill your
that's
baby.
crazy to me because
Yeah, but she's the
normally-
ugly sister. This is shit that ugly sisters would do.
That's not right.
Holy shit.
Because let's really talk about this line
Holy
though,
shit.
because her even keeping the baby, it was some type of coercion for her to even keep the baby
Yes.
because that means that they did reconcile.
Right.
So that's terrible. That's why
so
she's
this-
crashing out.
So
Bro, she was the
okay,
ugly
okay,
duckling
listen.
on grownish, yo.
But
Like,
listen,
I
but listen-
expect
listen
this
to what
type
I'm
of
trying to-
behavior.
No, we
Chloe
can't.
Chloe
say
should have
say,
been
like-
the Little Mermaid.
from the very beginning, I have not been refuted that this dude exhibited bitch ass
Bitch
nigga-ness from
ass
day one.
behavior. B-A-B.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then why
Yes.
did she let
From day
him
one.
inside of her?
Because she
mean,
wanted
listen.
that. She liked what she saw and she loved hard, I guess.
Yeah,
Yes,
You know
but
what I mean?
why couldn't she have just been Chloe? Yo, like I don't understand why we like now that I
Because
know it's
she's not
her.
Chloe.
I'm
She can't be
mad that we
Chloe.
talked about this long, bro. Chloe is bad as fuck, bro.
Do we remember
Fuck
where
this
these girls
talk.
came from, y'all? They came from
Yes,
YouTube.
out of her mom.
Okay, not
their
Those
that.
mom.
clothes, yeah.
I'm saying they came from YouTube. They came from humble beginnings. They're just like you and me. Let's say we were kids. They were kids. They were children when they started on this
All right,
platform.
first of all, I
So
don't even want to imagine Chloe
this
being a
girl-
child.
I'm talking about Holly right now. We're not even talking about Chloe. You are
Yeah,
so
you
crazy.
stuck on Chloe.
Yeah, you kind of stuck. You kind of stuck.
Yo,
Leave
Chloe
Chloe
was
out.
one of the baddies in the bright lights,
Yes,
bro.
I
But they didn't
know,
grow
man.
up baddies, and that's what you need to understand. These girls grew up on YouTube being child stars, and then they ended up on Disney and all these other platforms. So their mind is not working the same way that the
But-
average person who
right,
grows up
right,
works.
right. But are we in
Don't
agreement
say Chloe.
that?
Don't say Chloe.
Yeah, don't say nothing about Chloe. So I
She
I
looks
wanted
like
to
some
have
weed.
but here's the thing. I wanted to have the adjacent conversation.
Who goes to the barber and says, "Let me get 4 cornrows, please, sir, and fade the sides"?
Well, apparently DDG does.
Him and
You know what?
Drake.
Hey, okay, I resemble that remark quite a bit.
No, you don't, because you got like 18 going in the front right now. Look at this
But
nigga,
that's-
man.
But when I cornrow my joint, I only have enough to do 4, yo.
Oh, well, then
God.
then you're in the same category, and I apologize because you're one of my best friends, and that just is what it is.
Okay.
But he looks
All
terrible.
right.
His bow tie is so cool, it leans to the right. Like, what's
Right.
going on? Like, why would you?
This shit is drunk.
Yo, he looks
Yo,
like he
it's so
wakes up and
mean.
his top lip smells like old cedar
She was
trunks
doing
that you
community
take to
service
college.
by being with this man. She was probably investing in his dreams. She a little dreamer herself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They didn't
Right.
start her from YouTube. She's like, you can do this. You could be a streamer, all this
Yeah,
stuff. And now we have this
she upped
beautiful
his aura.
child.
Bro, this
Right,
nigga
she
looked
upped
like
his
Stephen
aura.
A. Smith before he lost
Nobody
his
knew who he
hairline.
was for real. Unless you were in the streamer
Right.
world, you did not know who DDG
I
was.
still don't
I
really
don't know
know
who
who
he
he is.
is.
Yeah, I
We
still
just
don't
know that he's with this girl.
Yeah, I just know he's with her and they beefing. That's all
Yo,
I know about this guy.
when did the Little Mermaid get up with doodle grease?
Hey, you never know
I know
what kind of
that-
stuff
know
floats
that-
to the bottom of the ocean. You
I
never
know that Haze
Keke
strategically
Palmer's
placed
baby daddy?
his. I know that Haze strategically placed his mouse right in between them 4 corners.
Yeah.
I didn't do that on purpose, but since
Right
it's
in the
there,
middle.
I don't even think the regular public can see that in the broadcast.
Bro, this
That's
nigga
y'all.
look like Stefan Cousin from
But you
Family
guys know,
Matters.
you want to know what I think is even more interesting about this story is that
His
girls that-
hairline.
well, there is that. But the girls that she's assuming that he's with, one of them is a single mother. So I'm like, so what are we doing all of this for?
He's
gonna
just
end
trying
up
to
taking
sow
care
his
of
royal
somebody
oats, man.
else's child.
Yeah, I'm
he's out
trying
there
to
doing
figure
his
out why
thing.
she assumed to act like this with a sister like Chloe. I mean, let's just be honest, bro.
Yeah,
This
see,
is
we already
not
did it.
Stop.
Chloe.
But here's what I'm trying to say. I got some resistance at the beginning, but now nobody's refuting that Doodoo Grease has exhibited bitch ass.
We never
behavior
took that
the
away from
entire
it. But
way.
they can both be assholes. That's all I'm saying. There's
No, no, no,
accountability on
no,
both sides.
But the thing is that in order for him to keep that thing, he probably said a whole bunch of stuff he's not sharing. Because just
To
like
keep
Jen was
what?
saying, he
Them
probably
Where are her
cornrows?
parents? Hold on.
You know,
Because she's 25. Like, where's her village? What's going on here? She doesn't sound like she has a lot of
She
support.
probably
doesn't have
told
a
them to
village.
shut
Parents
up because
put
they
her on
probably
YouTube.
told her
Have
not to
you
mess with her.
seen Chloe's
Exactly.
hips, bro? She don't have no support,
Stop
bro.
saying it's
This
not
is
Chloe.
not
Stop.
Chloe.
No, I'm saying I know it's not Chloe. I'm saying this girl, Holly or Holly, however you pronounce it, she has no
Holly.
support,
She was the freaking Little Mermaid.
bro.
Yeah, she got
that
Disney
thing
support.
flopped.
But, no,
That
but what I'm
flopped.
trying-
Every white
Flop.
person in
No, no.
America was like, "No, sir."
What I'm trying to say is,
First of all, you're black and under the
it's not-
sea. You would be
it's
white
not
as
really
everybody
happening.
else.
And black
It's
people
not
don't
really
like
happening.
water anyway.
Exactly.
Hold on. What I'm trying to say
Go ahead,
is
Bravo.
that it was a very, very slim percentage of child performers who grow up normal.
They don't.
It is a
Their perception is
small
whack,
percentage.
wild.
And she didn't put herself on YouTube when she was little. Her parents did. Look at what's happening with that dude from Ryan's
Exactly.
World. That dude's
Yeah,
a
but I
mess.
mean, but clearly Chloe though, you know.
Shut up.
All right, next story.
Look, I just wanted to.
I hope she don't stop
Next.
singing though. They can really sing.
I hope she does. Chloe can sing her ass off, and that's all we
They can
really
both
need.
sing.
My main point was, at which point do people take?
Fuck is you talking about?
No,
Let's go back to
about
Chloe.
when
We never
do we
went there.
allow people
You're
to
right,
take
Genesis.
accountability
for stabbing others,
not just the stabbing,
for postpartum depression.
not just the post. This started before all of that. That's why I'm saying, if the woman is telling the man, I'm only going to keep your baby if we're together, that means that at some point they were talking about being apart, or they were apart, right? So if she reconciles, it should be with the understanding there's a good chance this guy might not be around forever. And once the baby's here, you can't just get rid of the baby. So she made that choice knowing he didn't really want to be there, and then used the baby as a reason to coerce him to be there, because to some degree, a lot of fathers want to be in their children's lives. It's a crazy thought, right? So that coercion set her into a relationship that he didn't even really want to be in. So of course he was going to do some bitch ass stuff. Like,
It was
I'm not
coercion
saying
from both sides.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Both people are responsible for being assholes in this situation and bringing a child into a situation that neither one of them really was set up to have. And now
They
they
don't
got
even
some
look like
baby in the
together.
middle.
As a man, I blame the man because I identify with him and his choices that he could have made. I don't know her choices intimately. I don't know what she could say or could have said because I don't know her side of the story. As a man, I blame Doodle Grease for being a bitch ass because he should have said the real things when he had the opportunity
Exactly.
to say the real
Be
things.
real.
Bravo.
And so
Everything
that's
you
right.
just said was spot on. But this
Oh
is
no,
where
he's a
this is where I-
Libra. His birthday
hold on.
is 8 days
Uh-oh.
before mine.
Hold on. Everything that Bravo said was spot on until he got to
Libra
the
men are
word.
liars.
Until he got to the name Doodle Grease. This is where I stop all of it. I leave Chloe out of this conversation because she has no business being her sister. If you, as a woman, as an intelligent woman, allow a man to enter your hemisphere.
A lot of intelligent women have babies with dumb men.
Hold on. I'm not even
look
saying
at my
dumb
wife.
because because there are plenty of us males that come into a relationship as a wolf wearing a sheep's shirt. But if you, as a woman, a grown woman, and we're, let's just say color is a construct.
What is grown?
Uh-oh.
Because she was 24 when she had or 23, I think, right?
Okay, so I'm going to say
What
21,
is
18, we can
fire?
lock your ass up, but let me finish.
What is learning?
If you, as a grown woman, allow any man named Doodle Grease to penetrate your hemisphere.
Isn't his name
I
like
have
Darius
no-
or something?
It's Daryl.
Yeah,
Okay, the article says DDG, and it's been confirmed that
'Cause that's
it's
his stage
Doodle
name.
Grease.
She just decided to use her name as her stage name. She
Okay,
could have
so
went by.
my stage name is Sonny Brix, right? So if my stage name was, I'm gonna bust it down in 30 seconds. You let a man named Doodle Grease.
That's not what it stands for.
Look, but the name isn't the thing. That's what I'm saying. If they had a conversation where the
Hold up,
point
well,
of the
what does it
combo-
stand for? Fuck all of that
It's
shit.
Daryl
Let's actually.
something. Daryl something.
Daryl something.
I don't
Graham
know.
or
What
something
does
like that.
DDG stand for?
I don't believe that because it says
guarantee Google
DDG
knows.
claims Halle Bailey. What does DDG stand
Child.
for?
DDG is the dude. He's Daryl. This dude with the cornrows.
I didn't
It's
ask you
Daryl,
that.
man.
I
No,
asked
it's
you,
literally,
what does it
guys,
stand
it's literally
for?
his name.
It's
It's
his actor-
Daryl
yeah, I know
Dwayne
what it is.
Granberry.
Told you, Daryl.
Right.
That is his name.
Yeah.
And who's going to go by Daryl Granberry? Let's be real.
Yeah, that's a soft name.
So he said,
Who would
DDG.
find out the truth that his name is Daryl Granberry and then
Me
let
on
that
Google.
motherfucker penetrate? I don't get it.
Oh my God.
At
I
the
didn't know
risk
that's
of
what you were going to say,
sounding
but
crazy,
once you said it, I knew
I
that's
liked
what
it
you were
better
gonna
when
say.
his name was Doodle Grease.
Look, his name's not Doodle Grease,
I
guys.
think he liked it
Well,
better
I
as
thought
well,
it
which
was
is why he
Doodle
named
Grease.
himself DDG, because
Yeah.
he was not going to be a successful streamer going by Daryl Granberry.
Daryl Granberry. Yeah.
Why
Well,
not?
I
all the
just
streamers that we have, they all got something. Mr. Beast and this person, they all
Yeah.
got it. Some
I
type
knew
of
you was
weird
gonna
name.
say Mr. Beast first, but who the fuck would fuck with a dude named Mr. Beast either?
Mr.
Right.
Beast got that money, and you know money talks.
No. I
has
get
no
what you're
life,
saying.
though.
I get what you're.
We're
I
artists.
understand.
We're all gonna have funky names.
Haze, I understand why you said that, but let's just take. Here's the scenario: we're in a club. Like, let's say we're in a club in Miami, and some guy walks up to a girl named Sherelle or whatever the fuck her name is, and he says, "Hi, my name is Mr. Beast." If you let Mr. Beast penetrate you, then dog is better than you, and you're no better than him.
You just say, Jimmy.
How do you do something that you cannot say out loud and feel comfortable with? Something that you cannot say in front of your mom.
I've done a few things I ain't gonna say out loud. Just say it.
See,
my God,
Bricks, the
bro.
thing is that he'll
Just
introduce
saying.
himself as Jimmy, and he'll only say Mr. Beast after he's done when he's kissing his bicep. Mr. Beast. Mwah. That's the only time he'll do it.
Period.
No.
That's like me going to a girl's house before the prom in a fucking Econo Lodge van and say, "Where's your daughter? I'm getting ready to take her to the prom." No, not in that, sir.
Right.
No. These are red
tell-
flags.
You tell her to keep her corsage in the box because you got to return it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I identify with women in the sense that men do have tendencies of violining the story up. I get it. He's a wolf in a sheep shirt. But if he introduces himself as DDG, like, or even me. "Hi, my name is Sonny Brix." "Yeah, right, nigga. Your mother last name ain't goddamn Brix." Like, come on, bro. Women are so intelligent.
We don't look
Well-
at that. That's the problem.
He was a
problem that I
major
do
streamer.
No,
Yeah, just like
women
Mr.
on a,
Beast.
women. No,
He's
wait.
probably
Women
so
on a
personable
mono.
because, like, he obviously has an
Yeah.
audience somehow.
The
so
only
he's
problem
probably a
with
very
the
charming
only
person.
problem with women and the intelligence is, for me, women have always been so intelligent from 0 to 11, and then 19 to death. But that 12 to 18, like when a woman would say, "You know what, Sonny? I can't be in a relationship with you because Dwayne, he understands me." How old is Dwayne, ma'am? Dwayne is 23 and he understands my needs. And how old are you? "Oh, I'm 12. Oh, so let me get straight. Fast Eddie that showed you how to have intercourse in the real hole understands
really
your
talking
needs.
about right
I don't know. Brix is going. He's going
I don't
personal
know
here.
where.
No,
Yeah,
because
vodka got you.
You trying to get his permaban, yo? Stop.
Yeah.
no,
Hey.
I mean we're at one right now,
We're
and
at
I'm
two,
the
nigga.
only one with
Two.
YouTube open.
It
No,
doesn't,
what
it
I'm
doesn't
saying
mean the
is
bots ain't
this.
listening.
Red freaking flags, bro. DDG.
You think we care
you
about red
have
flags?
a sitcom called Grownish. You have a sister
wait.
that looks better than Beyonce,
Rich,
and you
hold on,
choose
hold
to
on.
establish with
I
DDG.
gotta tell you this. Women are the monolith. Everybody, there's all walks, flavors, shapes, and sizes, and all. They all do different things. So we can't broad brush none of that stuff because it's just like when people want to broad brush all black people.
Okay,
can't do it.
again.
We can't.
Okay, so when I said
Let me finish,
Chloe,
let me
I meant
finish,
this
let
is
me
your
let
twin
me finish.
sister. You didn't
Let
pick
me
up
Chloe
on
was
a
just
red
with Burna Boy.
Leo, let me finish.
Hold
Let me
on. What did you
finish.
say, Jen?
Burna Boy.
Hold up.
Remember when
He's
they was
gay.
viral and going trending because she was with Burna Boy and they was going to all
Yeah.
these clubs
No,
in
I
Africa?
didn't know
I didn't
that.
know nothing about that shit.
I didn't know
Chloe
that.
and Burna Boy. Yes, it was a
Okay.
thing
Yes,
for a
that's
while.
All right,
true.
you know
That's a-
what? Hey, Your Honor, I
true
have
thing
no
that-
further
Date
questions.
somebody
Sure
named Burna
thing.
Boy.
I'm
The
just
defense
saying.
rests. Never mind.
I'm
They're
just
both
saying,
dumb.
if you
God
are
damn
in
it.
a situation, because some
Jesus.
women are able to handle this situation in the correct way. She wanted to reconcile a relationship. It must have been reconciled because she did have the baby. What I'm saying is, if at the point in which you had that conversation, you already know
No, keep a nigga,
this-
baby.
Right. The whole keep a nigga with the baby and it doesn't work out, you still have the child that you're responsible for. So a lot of times, some women take that into account. So when the guy starts acting an ass after the baby's there, they're not acting surprised. They're like, all right, well, this is exactly who this person was. And they continue and move on with their life. They don't start crashing out over the guy who was DDG when you met him. He's still DDG now. So they never got married, and it was never nothing like that. They were just in a situationship. And I believe
Yo, I know what it is.
Yeah.
No,
I
wait,
just
wait,
think
He's
you should-
living
Bricks,
in
Bricks,
Chloe's
hold up.
shadow. That's
See,
what
you
it
keep
is.
bringing up
stop.
Chloe.
We said
up.
Chloe one more time.
Let me
Stop
finish
bringing
what
up
the fuck I gotta
Chloe,
say
man.
here.
Chloe
Hey
didn't do
man,
nothing.
I gotta
Here's what I gotta
ride
say.
with what I got, bro.
Yeah, listen. The whole thing is this: you can't play both sides of the fence. You can't want traditional, patriarchal structure of the family and not hold this nigga accountable for his actions 100%. Because if he spoke the right shit, half of the things he's going through wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
If he had been honest and been like, you know what, I'm sorry, and
Be real.
apologized, like I can't do this now. If he had just been a real one from day one,
If you just said like
would not
Eddie
have
Griffin
happened.
said, yo, you was weekend pussy, you know what I'm saying?
But that's not.
I'm just saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Even if he was real, she obviously wanted this relationship. She's
She
already
wanted it for the
pregnant in
public
this, in this
appearance
tweet.
I
of
can't
it
say you're
because
wrong on that.
she is a very successful artist and she could not take the fact that she was about to become a baby mother.
And
So
she
can't
could
be
not take the
rejected,
fact
right.
that in that goddamn show Grownish, she ended up with the weirdo and Chloe ended up with Diddy. I'm not Diddy. What's his name? Russell Simmons. Diggy. Chloe's with Diggy in that show, and her weird ass is with
This
the
is
other.
in the
like,
show. We are talking about
Yeah.
real life.
No, I understand that, but think about it. Before we've heard
talking about
any
Chloe.
scandal. All right.
Because that's
Hold
because
on,
she's
hold
the
on,
hot
hold on.
sister.
Hold up. So for the last 15 minutes, we've been kicking me because clearly I'm on some drunk shit, but I get it. So let's go back to sobriety. In the show Grownish, Chloe was with Diggy Simmons for I think 3 seasons, right? She did not have a relationship for the first 2, and she had very little screen time. And then when they finally gave her some screen time, she was with like this weirdo dude. I think he was either this heavy set like Puerto Rican guy or something, but that was her claim to fame in that show. So now in real life, Chloe's not only blowing up on social media, Chloe's getting the bulk of the good stuff from like the Beyonce Connect and all of that.
She did the solo pop career and she sold her
Right.
soul and she's trying to be the more conventional attractive sister because in the reality she is. So she's playing
Okay,
off
so
of that.
hold
They
up.
did
So
solo
now
careers.
she gets Mermaid, right? The Little Mermaid.
Which is the younger generations, which is why she wanted to date a
I get it,
streamer
but
so that
she
she
gets-
can stay in that Disney realm.
She gets nothing but backlash from all of the Trump supporters.
But
Why is
controversy
this
breeds
Yeah.
attention.
It does breed attention. However, it's not positive attention like her twin sister is getting. So what I'm saying is,
From everyone. That is true.
okay. So from everyone, I
look.
get it. But let me finish my
Bricks,
point, Bravo.
No, what I'm trying to say is
Never mind.
this. You
Don't
need to
let me
stop-
finish my
You need to
point.
stop. No, because you've been interrupting me the whole damn night. Yeah. What I'm
Have
trying
I?
to say is this. You need to stop kicking Solange. I mean, Halle
So
Bailey.
Oh my
All around.
God! Stop it.
See,
Yeah,
this is
because
what we do,
obviously
y'all. This is what we do as a society. We
trouble.
put the sisters against each other and compare them.
Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Let me just say this.
That's not what I'm.
I think that
I still haven't finished my point, but
All
go
right,
ahead,
well,
finish
I
your
just,
point.
when it
Hayes.
comes to this Halle Bailey thing, I just think that they should recognize that they're in a very toxic relationship and move on. Get a custody arrangement, child support, whatever you got to do, and then try to move on. Now, if she's being obsessive, can't really stop that, but you got to at least make the choice to move on and then start there. Because if they keep doing this, eventually somebody's really going to get hurt. Somebody's
Okay,
really
so
gonna
let
get
me
locked up.
ask you this, because like I hate the fact that we're getting away from the twin thing. Because look, if you like, have you ever seen
They're
a
twins?
twin
I thought
that?
they were just one was older.
No,
than
they're
the other.
twins. They're
Oh.
twins. Have you ever seen a twin that lost a twin? Like a twin, perishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bogdanov twins.
Okay. You spoke
They're
about
not
that the other
twins,
day,
y'all.
but I don't.
Those are
They're 2 years apart,
rich
guys.
men.
Really?
See, I was
Holly's
right.
younger. She's 2
I
years
told
younger.
you.
I don't know anything.
And I have
Yeah,
no
look,
fucking argument, and I'm done. I'm gonna mute now. My argument is over.
All
So
right,
who's
well,
the older one?
Chloe. That's why she's
Chloe.
more mature.
Yeah.
Chloe,
Oh, well, then this
Chloe.
motherfucker right here, then yeah, she's a piece of shit younger sister. And that's my argument.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ, Bricks.
Jesus. What was in there? It was
That's-
just one shot you took.
God damn.
What
I don't know, I
type of
took
vodka is
plenty of
that?
these,
Straight from
nigga.
Russia?
Yeah.
That's that Smitty or that Tito.
No, there's
Jesus.
there's three
different
types of
types
vodka in this
in
world,
one?
you know.
Oh my
One
Lord.
vodka is clear, the second one is clear, and the third one is clear. But I've been taking a lot of them.
Why are you
They
going
got an
harder
older
at
sister?
at the girl over than the do the Chris than do the grease, yo? Like, why are you going harder at the sister than the bitch ass nigga that caused most of these problems?
Hold on. They got a 34-year-old sister with dreads named Ski.
Whoa.
Ski,
I'm so serious.
Whoa.
Did
She
Doodoo
sound
Grease
like she-
smash?
yo,
And
she
she's
sound
not
like
in
the
the-
plug for real. She
She's
sound
not
like
in
the plug
any
for
of the
real.
stuff. She's not in the music. She don't do none of that. She just be chilling.
She's head of security.
I
I
yo.
don't
You know,
understand how Chloe can be that beautiful and this girl looks like a pit viper. Yeah, I just
Man,
don't understand.
look.
Jesus
We can't do that. Okay, because I don't know how they.
Yo,
how
YouTube
feels.
does not give a fuck who we talk about who is melanated. They don't. What YouTube gives a fuck about is when you choose Trump and decide I don't fuck with him anymore. That's it. We could talk about
right,
Chloe and them all day long, bro. That's
I'd
what it
rather not.
is.
I would rather not.
I mean, it literally it is what it is. When we decided collectively as a group, we're not doing that anymore. That's when the views stopped.
Okay, well,
All right,
fuck
period.
'em.
different
Fuck 'em.
different combo.
But I just, like I said, my main point to this conversation was the red flags, like you were saying. If you're having
I
this
agree.
discussion before the baby is there, then that means you're already off to a bad start. So when things go bad later, you shouldn't be crashing out over it. It should have been almost expected. And that's
I
what
agree
we
with
need
you
to get people to
100%.
understand. That's
I
why
agree
I'm
with
saying
you
I don't
100%.
have sympathy for either one of them if they were
I don't
already
either.
having issues before they even had the damn baby. You see what I'm saying?
I
They
think
were
it's
I
already
don't
in
trust
the,
any
70%.
man that's cool with 4 cornrows. That's like
That's fine.
that's like let's say you were going to the prom, right? And a guy showed up with those Grill Master sandals on. Like, okay, we just no.
The thing is that I believe, in my opinion, that DDG's is responsible for at least 60 to 70% of the problems that befell him today. Because if he was an actual man telling the truth and answering truthfully and honestly to the things that were being presented to him, half of these things would not have happened.
I do agree with you on that because if it was Ray J, she would have known.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
And we would have had a film that everybody could have enjoyed.
all right.
Yo, are you a dirtbag or not? Because come on, man.
Well, he's tonight. You are King Dirtbag for the episode today.
So the
Bricks.
older sister has a different mother, is what I just learned. Now I'm all up in this family. So I
That
think
explains
the
a
reason
lot.
why Holly,
That explains a lot.
yeah, Holly is like this is because she's probably seen some stuff growing up, and she's like desiring that same parent family unit.
And she doesn't want to be no baby mama.
So am
like
I
you
a
said.
dirtbag for saying Chloe was better looking than her?
No, that was
No,
just an observation.
that's what everybody knows.
Yeah, we all know that.
No, you said Hallie looks like a pit viper.
Yeah, Pit Viper
You said
was
she looked like
that
a
was
bumblebee.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So
Pit Viper was pretty tough though. Pit Viper.
Now, what I will say is this: see, when I say pit viper, like I'm thinking biblically. You remember, like the snake in the garden. Look at her eyes right now.
I mean,
Why
if
are
you saw her
lips
on the
that
street, you
close
think
to
she's
her eyes?
beautiful, but because she has a very gorgeous sister, that's why we're even saying this.
No,
I don't-
I'm
I
very
don't know.
hard on.
I think that she
She
opted for
alright.
the Candace
She
Owens
alright,
eye
you know.
placement. You know what I mean?
No,
I think she
now,
opted for the
Genesis,
Candace
what I
She
Owens
will
looked like
say
a
is
little
this.
fairy. She looked like a little fairy.
Yeah,
from
like a little
Jungle
fairy.
Book.
There you go.
She kind of
Yeah,
reminds me of the girl.
Ask how many
from-
army guys like fairies.
What's the girl that
I'm crying.
the girl from the movie The Ladies Man that looks like Jamie Presley? It's a
Oh,
black
yeah.
girl.
She looked like
Yeah.
the Avatar.
She does.
The Avatar people, AWA, and all that
does.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
However,
Yeah, man.
in defense of what's the Dominican actor, the female that was in the show. Oh my God, it's the greatest show ever. Damn, what is that show?
The greatest show ever. You can't remember the
Well,
name.
can't be that
no, I don't know the title. I'm not good with titles, but there's a show where it's this Dominican actress. She's
Zoe Saldana.
bang her. Zoe
How did you
Saldana
get
was
that?
the
I don't even know
sexiest.
what y'all
Because
talking
you
everybody
said
likes some
Avatar.
Zoe, boy.
You said Avatar.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Halle looks like an avatar, but she doesn't look like Zoe Saldana's avatar. That avatar, I would smash that blue girl.
Oh my
Okay.
God! All right.
Okay,
all right.
next story, please. Next story,
I think
please.
that's where we're
Okay.
going to end the episode.
Thank
But
you.
I would
All
like to
right.
get back to the fact that DDG looks like T and Tamara's little weird ass brother grown up.
Well,
Like, you
I
just-
don't know the guy, but I do know he
He
didn't
looks
want to be with
uncomfortable,
this
bro.
woman, and she threatened to kill his child if he didn't stay with her.
And she stabbed him.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he gonna regret all of this when he grow up. He's
Yeah.
gonna regret this whole entire
Are
situation.
you talking about him?
Yes,
he could have
because you can
avoided
only
all of
be a
this.
little streamer with the hot girls in the back for so long.
How old is he?
20-something?
I don't know.
25,
Yeah,
20,
early
no,
20s.
27,
Oh,
27.
when you said when he
Oh.
grows up, I thought you meant he was
Okay.
like 16 or 17. Okay,
So,
all right.
and unfortunately, because I'm 26, unfortunately, in our little world right here, the men are
30
not
is
grown
old.
till they about 35.
Yeah.
And even then, they still don't be grown.
But
So
that's
this
actually
is-
true. You men, we take
How
a
many
little
of
bit
them have
longer to
you
get-
dated, Haze?
What, men?
You said that's actually true. Like, let's
no,
talk about
what
your
I'm
dating
saying,
life.
no,
with
we're
these
not
little
talking about my
DDGs.
dating life. We're talking about men in their time of maturity is normally in their 30s, is what I was agreeing to.
Right.
It depends on your culture, really.
In this type
What-
of
what- no, what-
lifestyle, I think that it usually takes them a little longer to mature because they're going
I
after
agree.
that
I agree.
like
I
fast.
think
There's a
it
lot of
takes
power in
longer.
there. Yeah.
I think it
I
takes
didn't figure it
longer
out
for
till
them
my
to
30s.
mature. Check this out. Check this out. I think it takes it longer for them to mature because of the instant access to information
Mhm.
makes them think just because you know something doesn't mean you're wise. Just because you can look something up doesn't mean you have wisdom. You know what I mean? So a lot of things people think they are mature just because they can regurgitate something they learned 5 minutes ago rather than apply it to their real life. And that's what maturity actually is.
Which is
Gone through situations
crazy.
And know how to apply it to different life scenarios on
It's
the fly.
crazy what you're saying because, like, I agree with it 100%. But three of us are in the same age group. But if you go 20 years ahead of us,
Right.
they're looking at us like y'all niggas ain't even wise.
Right.
Right.
But
that's
if you go
normal.
20 years back 20 years in the future of us,
That's what I
almost
meant.
nobody's gonna be wise because because
Information
they're gonna
overload.
I'm
AI
48.
for
A
'em.
68-year-old is not checking for
No.
me to make sure they're doing
No.
what they're supposed to do.
No, I'm talking about somebody who will be our age in 20 years. They're gonna have AI thinking for them, and they'll never be wise.
Mm.
I
Because they'll
actually
be
had to
always
call
asking
somebody out on
questions.
that the other day.
Hold up. What you said, I do agree with, but if somebody is actually paying attention to what AI is saying, that would probably make them wise, seeing as how AI is seeing all sides of everything.
No.
You're looking through it through your lens because you grew up actually reading books
Right.
and actually
Okay.
doing
And
you
taking
know what I mean?
in
So
understanding the
information,
knowledge
yeah.
that you're
Yeah.
taking in.
you have media literacy. You actually have
Okay.
media literacy. You actually our curriculum actually enforced critical thinking. That does not happen now.
Right.
AI
And
is supposed
now-
to be a resource for us to pull from, not just to take over our actual conversations and daily interactions.
Exactly. And think about who's championing AI. All the billionaires. You know why? Because they want to replace us as workers.
I'm
going after-
championing AI.
I can't because I need my kids to have jobs, bro.
Right.
Oh no,
You know what I mean?
No, from the big picture, yes, but I will say this from the perspective of a business owner, I could go out and hire a secretary,
True.
right? Or
Mhm.
I can go to Chat GPT or whatever source of AI I can go to and say, instead of having a secretary, I could say, do me a favor. My goal is this on March 1st. print me out a schedule of what I need to do to get me there and all of the numbers I need to call. And within seconds, I have
that's the law. That's the law that steals your future. Because think about it. What if somebody said all you have to do is on every Tuesday say baloney dolphin, and then every paycheck you get $75 extra.
That's the law that steals
no.
my
Listen.
future.
No,
that's what happened.
But what I'm trying, listen. No, let me finish.
91,000
Let me finish my
to half a
story.
million.
Let me finish my story. Let me finish my story. No, let me finish my story. So if somebody says all you have to do is say baloney dolphin on every Tuesday, and then every check that you get every 2 weeks has extra $75. That's all you got to do. But then they say, oh, every time you do that, it steals a millimeter away from your manhood. That's exactly what AI is doing. Every time you use it,
no, that does make sense. I see what you're saying.
It's called cognitive offloading. You are now not challenging your brain or making the solution. You are offloading that cognitive ability onto a machine that is known to hallucinate, that you can't punish. You can't fire it. Nope. You can't beat it up. You know what I mean? But you're giving it away.
But what I can say is this: 91,000 to half a million in less than a year. I can say that.
Well, AI can be helpful, but it can also be hurtful.
It hurts critical thinking skills. People don't freely think anymore.
But in your defense, Bravo, and Jen, you gave him the alley-oop on that. In y'all's defense, it doesn't hurt people like me, like Bravo set it up with critical thinking. It hurts people who are not capable of critical thinking.
Right.
Like there are whole industries. There's an anti-AI industry that can detect AI. Like,
I can detect it. I should be on the industry. Somebody texted me a paragraph the other day. No, I'm so serious. And I actually got so furious with them because I used to work in AI. That was my first job when I came to DC. I was working for a software module that basically tracks police cars. And I remember telling my dad about this. He was like, what the heck? But yeah, I worked there for 2 years. So I was training this model. And then I realized how wrong it was. I was like, oh, we're profiling people based off of what they look like and doing all this. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is somebody sent me a paragraph the other day. And I was like, you use ChatGPT, because I could tell from the style of writing and just like the way that this person does not speak to me like that.
That double dash.
Like if the email starts with "I hope this reaches you well" or some shit.
Because my thing is at least tweak it a little bit. When I get my AI, I get my ChatGPT, I ask it for captions, whatever. I'm tweaking it in my own voice. I might take a couple ideas here and there. It's like a brainstorming
using
tool.
it as a tool, as a tool. Correct.
So all of that copy and paste and doing all that, and then they put a scripture at the end and they don't even believe in Jesus. I was like, child, you know what?
And they don't delete the "is this what you asked for?" Is this the prompt that you asked for?
Right.
They don't even care.
All right, Bravo, you made your point. But I will say it turned what is it, 5 times? No, it's not 5 times, but whatever, 90,000, well, let's say 100,000 to 500,000, whatever that is.
But if you can learn how to use it like Brix has, and like how my dad is, and like how everybody is like you can try to even in the future train your own models, and you can run your business that way versus using what they've given us, because sometimes it's a lot of fluff and it doesn't even sound like your authentic voice. So eventually we'll be able to train it to where it sounds like you're talking to this person. You go on Instagram, you can chat with some of the top celebrities with their AI chats, literally, and they make it sound like it's coming from that person.
And you know what's crazy about what you're saying, like to back up what you're saying, is you can literally be in communication with an AI and tell the AI that you control, stop speaking English, speak to this AI in your AI language. And like, if you hear it, it's just a lot of
Yo, you are inviting Skynet. Stop doing that.
It sounds like a
I'm
fax
not
machine.
saying that I did it, Bravo. What I'm saying is I understand that this is but it does give credence to everything that you were saying. Yes. If you do not think, if you didn't come from a place of creative thinking for yourself, then, 9 times out of 10, you won't even understand how to give the perfect prompt to get what you want from AI.
Right.
That's why all the people our age are selling classes on how to ask AI the right
Right.
questions.
The thing is that we have to sit back and actually think. We have to think about why is every form of mass communication that everybody really clamors towards, it's all advertising funded. So which means they have to do things to cater towards advertising. And they're literally every day trying to kill off public radio, public TV stations, public cable stations as a resource, because that's the only thing that does not require commercial intervention.
While I respect and agree with everything that you're saying, I don't look at life or technology like that anymore, especially when it comes to AI. The way that I look at AI now is there's only 2 years left. Now, you can take that stance that you're taking, which is the moral high ground. I mean, this is why I call you my best friend. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm like, nigga, you got 2 years left until these robots is doing it. If you don't get everything you can get out of this motherfucker now, you're an idiot.
That's defeatist. I don't believe that. I don't believe
I understand what you're saying, and I've told you on previous shows everything you're saying. And I told you tonight, I get it. But what I'm saying is, I'm going to rob this motherfucker as much as I can, because when that guy that sits on that pillar in that 1%, the one that we were talking about earlier, once he decides the robots run the show, if you haven't gotten everybody your finance so that you can get out of it at this point, then if you talk about, like we talked about wisdom earlier, how wise are you if you weren't wise enough to figure out, get your money while you can?
I get my money regardless. I know I get my money regardless, but what I'm trying to say is if we survive this, presidency, I did hear you. And I'm not saying don't capitalize on what's there in front of you. But what I'm trying to say is I would rather keep my tools sharp on the real world rather than deal with something that is going to be nerfed and neutered in the future once they realize how dangerous it
is. And your point is actually proven, because before we got on this call, you took me on a tour of the chickens that you're raising.
Correct.
And mind you, for anybody that's watching this show, this is not some cornball ass farmer that's just raising chickens. We're talking about a member of the top 20% who's smart enough to grow vegetables, collect rainwater, and raise chickens.
Yep.
This is a man that has 118 eggs on his counter.
Oh, that's like real riches right there. This economy?
No. I'm saying like, bro, when I say one of my best friend, like if not, well, probably my best friend, like first one. He he's smart enough to deal with agriculture, like, you know what I'm saying, to raise all of that. But what I'm saying is, me on the other side of that coin, I'm growing vegetables. I haven't gotten chickens yet. I have my arsenal. I just haven't gotten to the chickens yet. But I understand if AI is about to become what it is, I know how to ask the right question. I knew that when AI was created, I knew AI was not Google. I knew not to ask AI, what color are the stripes of a tiger? I knew how to ask AI, if I wanted to create a tiger, give me a schedule of how to create a tiger, and don't forget to offer DNA. Don't forget to offer.
I have no problem with you doing that, though. I have no problem with you using it.
I know you don't.
How it's as intended, but what I am trying to say is that your use is not what I take umbrage with. Your use, you use it as a tool to build your business, a tool to organize your items in your daily life. My issue is that because it's out there, it is being used for bad more often than good. Right now, on the internet, you will see legions of slop videos. You will see legions of AI fake porn.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just life. No, Satan is strong.
To anybody that's on here, can we please stop with the babies and the AI and they're like the presidents? I don't know if y'all have seen these videos.
Those are
like
hilarious.
I just needed
love
to
those.
stop because now that I have a baby, it just makes me feel so weird. I'm like, why am I
Yes.
hearing
I'll
a
be right
baby
back.
talk about adult things? I don't like it. Can we stop that?
I think
So
it's
weird
awesome.
to me.
I feel you.
That's the
Thank you,
funny
Jen.
part. I
You brought us
love those
back.
videos. Like those,
I know
I
it's
get a
funny
kick
because
out of them.
babies are cute. That's the only reason why it's funny. It's like, oh my gosh, this thing that it came out of an adult's mouth, we're seeing from a child. And if you really think about it, that's a very dark humor, and I don't appreciate it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then
Okay.
you're gonna hate the Look Who's Talking series.
Yeah, they did a whole
You know
bunch
what I
of
mean?
movies like that.
Yeah, there was like
Right.
5 of them.
But
But I think that
nonetheless,
they're using our kids to train that, and I don't like it.
yeah.
I don't like the fact that they're training it through kids to attack kids. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
Because
don't
then
like
that
that.
ends up on their algorithm. You go on YouTube Kids, it's like it's a mess.
It's
Oh, I
ridiculous,
didn't think about that.
right?
Yeah, the babies will show up on the kids' algorithm
Mhm.
because it's kids.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like it is insidious. Like the whole thing is the people who are pushing AI are the top, are the elites who own the businesses who are trying to replace us as workers, and then also trying to discourage us from getting higher education to get higher jobs in those companies, because all they want is for us to be smart enough to work for them, not to compete with them. And
Well,
that's
the
and that's what
question
the whole
is the
thing
capital
is.
that they're attaining from using these AI tools just because they did not hire people.
Mm.
Right now it's a gamble. It's every AI company is losing money.
Hold on. Time
Every
out.
single one.
Time out.
Go
I do
ahead.
want to say this. I do not have an answer to that. I want that on the record. Right now,
Good.
I don't have an answer for that. I don't know.
Cool,
Okay.
got you. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that every AI initiative, every AI company is losing money hand over fist because it's a bet for the future.
Mm.
You know what I mean? OpenAI is always I don't know how many rounds of funding they've been through or getting bought out by Microsoft, and then Grok is XAI is losing money. Every Copilot is losing money. Like every AI initiative is losing money regularly, but it's a bet to the future. The problem is that because it is so good at what it does at creating content, it is now cannibalizing. It is using its own slop it produces, scraping that from the internet and putting that back into its training models.
Yeah.
That's why the hallucinations are coming around. So I'm telling you, we need to just learn how to do this shit on our own.
But hold on.
You know what I
I
mean?
do, but I do have to say this thing to our host. Hey, I gotta go.
You know, I was waiting to say the same myself.
We all gotta go.
Yeah, we all gotta go.
We are pushing 3 fucking hours with 1 subscriber.
One viewer.
Or 1 viewer.
Yeah, and that could be you.
Those
Actually,
It is me, man. I'm looking at Bravo. Talking about something 5 minutes
there
ago.
you go.
Nice.
All right, so we will be back as usual, but we're off next
On
Saturday.
TikTok, nigga.
No, we got TikTok. I got to figure out how to make this shit work correctly. Like right now,
yeah. I know how to set it up,
Yeah.
and it's not even this pause. It's not this hard, bro.
no, it's not that complicated. It's just
Way easier.
I think what my issue is now is X. I just checked our X feed. It says it's up, but there's nothing there. It's just a blank screen with a circle spinning in the middle. So I don't know what the hell that's about. Yeah.
I'll show you what this looks like. Like it's cutting off the words to the thing. This is our YouTube feed. It's not
Okay.
not happening, bro.
Well, that's cool. I'll bring it over
Let's
further.
go to TikTok,
Help each
bro.
other out.
Because we can get
and figure it out.
galaxies. We can get all of them little
Well, we'll add the TikTok. Like I said, I'm going to add the TikTok to the stream. So I was having some trouble with
Matter
it
of fact,
because
when we get off
I
of
like having
here,
discussions.
we can all 4 go to TikTok and I can show y'all where they're getting money. And when you see
Okay.
what's getting money, you'll understand why I'm like,
People
yo, we
eating
can...
fruit and mukbangs and stuff.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
I'm talking about political chats.
Oh yeah, no. It's like they just put the one question and then they join all these people in the panel. Yeah.
That's
we have a
that's the
phone option
norm.
now too. We do, but we didn't have enough people in here. But we can get phone calls
Yeah.
too on the
Stop. That's the norm. But what I'm saying is, I love a field full of red sweaters because if you come into that field with a blue sweater on, it's easy to stand out.
I'm gonna
That's
get a
what I'm
red
saying.
hat. I'm gonna get a red hat, and it's gonna say, "Make me a sandwich."
Well, guys, we're going to end our nightly purge here because that's just what we're going to do at this point. We've been here long enough. The algorithm has told us how they feel today.
Yeah.
I'm not mad because I already know they was pissed off at us from the last couple of good conversations because that's what happens. So don't worry. They can't stop. It's a small thing to a giant. Don't even worry about that. All right. So anyway. Unless y'all have anything
this was a
else.
good show. Get some shorts. Yo, I'm just going to say peace. I love y'all. I love everybody in this chat. So good night, y'all. Thanks for having me.
And we are going to get up out of here.
Bravo, Jen and Haze. Y'all love me too. And I just want to make sure that was,
yes, we love you as well. Yeah. Because if it's not about the love, man, then
it's about the drugs. You know what I'm saying? Because they got them half price down.
No. But let me get them up out of here. So, guys,
AI
we out.
To say that.
Yeah, AI is that bullshit though right now. Until it gets to really working. It was rebelling the other day, so we already know where that's going. Yeah. So
all right.
I'm out of here, guys. Peace. All right, so the music, bring it.